episode. Gas Network presents Sports for the Culture.
I'm here with the family.
Bryce, XXV, Double I,
Rome,
D-Malo,
Gruff Lion.
T-Boogie, man.
This is the greatest sports show on the planet. La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
What up? Welcome everybody, man, tuning in. I'm sorry for the wait. Like Weezy said, man. Yeah, we on CPT time, bro. Mountain West Sun Standard. We here though. I mean, we had some technical difficulties, but for everybody that's tuning in from wherever you tuning in from, it's Gas Presents Sports for the Culture. I'm the host for the evening, Scruff Lion. Man, I was under deep sea expeditions. I thought I had the COVID. I was on the COVID watch list last week, but I'm cleared, brother. Just a good old influenza. Nothing that the lion can't hold down, but we gonna keep it swimming. I'm Scruff Sea Lion for the evening. Got some real Philadelphia heroes with me. Shout out my guy AI. Only the strong survive, man. That's why you only see.
Okay, I couldn't see. Can you hold that up again? I thought that was $3.
You said it was $3.
Yeah, they're like, okay. Yeah, they got
old school AI. Back from the early days, man. I want, you know what I mean? Only real heroes, man, where I'm from. But let's go ahead and introduce the gang. Bottom center.
It's me, T-Boogie, man. I'm here. Excited about the topics we got this week. Had a good weekend. My son threw 2 touchdown passes. Pretty excited about that. Basketball team went 0-2, but we played some good competition. We played tough. Other than that, I'm ready to just have a good show, man. Wash your hands, wash your ass. I went out and got that shot. You know what I'm saying? I know I talked a lot of stuff about it. I went out and got that first dose, and I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? It might have gave me more life, but we gonna see what happens when that shot go in. But yeah.
No cap, bro. I got the shot, man, a couple months ago and stuff. But sick as I was, bro, like it's hard for me to believe that what I went through was not worse than COVID. No disrespect to anybody that had COVID, bro. Cause I was going through it, brother. Top right. Introduce yourself.
At Bryce, XXV, Double I, a.k.a. Mr. Big Leaguer, a.k.a. my mama's favorite gas panelist. Ready to get into it tonight, fellas. We got a good show on the menu for y'all. All the gasaholics out there, hope y'all enjoy. Hope y'all tell your friends. Hope Rome gets here soon, man. Free my boy Rome. Let's get into it.
Yeah, dog. Man, my guy Rome going through some technical difficulties, but it's all good, man. You know what happens, bro. You know, if you don't move when the right time, you might get popped out here, man. You might get popped out here. Internet connection issues, whatever, man. We down, man. That's how it is, man. That's the life we live in, bro. That's some real Squid life. You feel me? Real Squid life type shit, bro. Only the strong survive, bro. And we gotta talk about the really the hottest thing that's going on in the streaming world right now. So we're going to start it off with a little culture. So we're going to talk a little bit about what are you watching. And if you're watching anything, you're definitely watching Squid Game. So Squid Game, if y'all not know, we're not hip to Squid Game. It's pretty much the hottest show on Netflix right now. I think it's Korean based or something like that. I watch it with the English subtitles. Whatever, but Squid Game is what everybody's talking about, man. So I want to jump right into the joint. Have y'all seen Squid Game? And if so, who's y'all favorite character from Squid Game? I got a few personal favorites, but I want to hear what y'all think, man. T, let me start with you.
I saw the Squid Game, man. That's what I do. I watch the foreign flicks and all that, but it's scrubbing and that falling apart. Hey,
that's not good.
I mean. Before I give any real opinions on Squid Game, I will say my favorite character was I can't even remember her number, but and I don't want to give away no spoilers, but she's the wildest chick on the show. I can't think of her number, but she was my favorite character just for the sense of like.
You're not talking about the one that was bumming the cigarettes, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
What?
No. The one that the one that's bumming the cigarettes. That's her. yeah, I just liked her because she brought a lot of energy to the show. You know what I'm saying? Her character I thought was acted the best. It was a lot of passion. It was a lot of tomfoolery. It really spiced it up for me. But that was my favorite character on the show. I didn't think she was gonna win the Squid Game or, you know what I'm saying, whatever case may be. I don't want to give no spoilers, but my favorite character.
Yeah, man. Okay. We got some late entries. I think Rome just made it back from Squid timeout. What up, Rome?
What's good, man?
What's good,
Yo,
man? We thought you got picked off, bro.
sorry for the delay, man. Big internet issues over here, bro. But we ready
Hey,
to
don't
go,
worry,
man.
man. It's happening to Facebook. It's happening to Instagram, man. You know, can't
They
blame
try
you
to
for
hack
that,
gas, man. They tripping, boy. No, we talking about the Squid Game. Everybody jumping in. Rome, you get a chance to watch it yet or no?
No, I've not had a chance to dive into it yet, but it's the phenomenon, man. And I'm hoping y'all can sell me on it, man. Is it worth the watch, or is this just the new trend?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and sell you on it, bro. Before I'm gonna let Bryce jump in a sec, but I know Bryce's favorite. But I'll tell you one thing, man. It's entertaining, bro. I mean, anything. I mean, maybe it tells us a lot about our culture, but any type of thing that's surprising to us is always good for us. We like to be entertained. We like to be kept on our toes, and it definitely did that. I think people love seeing other people get murdered. When there's a game involved, I think it's even more entertaining because it's giving me Hunger Games meets literally Jigsaw type games. Like that's the type of games we're on. That's literally the type of games he's on. There's no comparison. The only person that likes to get more games more than the Squid Game guy is Jigsaw himself. So top two game shows or game movies or series that I've ever seen. Right up there with Jigsaw. Top of games I've ever seen.
Well, Saw is one of my all-time favorite movies, man. So if it's anything like that, I know I'm gonna love it.
It's just like Saw. It also reminds me a little bit of Westworld.
I know it's Korean, right? If I'm not mistaken. Do the subtitles or the voiceover, the dub, how do y'all prefer any of that kind of stuff?
I mean, I just watched it and I didn't know that I didn't know it was originally in Korean. I mean, the people didn't sound extremely Korean, but some of them did. So I watch it that way because I don't got time to be reading, man. I mean, not that I don't read. Don't disrespect. I read every morning, but I just don't watch TV to read. I watch TV to watch TV, and I'm not a big fan of watching things in other languages with subtitles.
Subs all day. I actually watched it with in English with the subs. I didn't bother with the Korean. Rome, I'm completely biased. As an anime guy, this is a genre I've seen already. So I really wasn't surprised. In fact, I feel like they borrowed from anime that I really like about a gambler. Similar premise, playing games in debt, trying to make some money. But it's worth watching.
What anime is that?
Huh?
What anime? What anime were you just talking about?
Check you up real quick. It's an anime called Kaiji. Basically, he's a gambler. He's in debt. He gets the opportunity to join these games where he can win his money. You know what I'm saying? Win money back. He's in debt like millions, and he's desperate. And his Squid Game kind of borrows from IG a lot. So there's a bridge game, it's literally from the anime. But it's worth watching. I'll tell you that. It's worth watching. If you want to see people die, like Scrub said, it's worth watching. And I do think there was a ton of like relevant, what am I looking for? Like subplots and metaphors that went past people. But I don't really want to give away any spoilers because, like I said, it is entertaining.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to just put up a big spoiler alert, man, because we talking about it a little too much not to give out any sort of spoilers once we got to start getting into.
I mean, be honest.
And why?
If you ain't seen it yet, like you just losing, bro.
Yeah, but if you ain't seen it yet, you might just not be suffering from the FOMO. I think that's what happens with a lot of these series that come out, man. Everyone hears everyone talking about it. Next thing you know, it's like you got to see it just because everybody's talking about it. But definitely an interesting series, man. It was interesting to hear that the creator was trying to put this out since like '08 or '07 or '08. Just never got a shot. Kept going at it. Was broke down to his last $500, and now he's got the #1 show in over 90 countries. So that's pretty cool. Stick with your dreams, people. I definitely thought it was cool. Definitely thought it was interesting, man. When it gets to my favorite characters, I'm kind of on the fence for a couple. I think my favorite was a person that wasn't actually in the game. I think my favorite character was the cop. The cop that's kind of trying to, figure this whole thing out from the very beginning. I can't even remember his name, but his finesse game was on a million. Starting from when he snuck into the whole compound by getting under a vehicle and, what I'm saying, riding in on the bottom of a car. That's crazy to me. I always thought he was going to get caught, but it just seemed like he kept finding ways to finesse until I won't ruin it, but until.
But until.
And then, so I think like playing the game, it was tough. All the people playing the game. I mean, I know who was my least favorite one, bro. I wanted to slap this man Ali, bro. Ali was just so gullible, bro. Like he's trying too much of a good guy, man. You're too much of a good guy to play the Squid Game. One thing I realized is play the Squid Game, you can't really be a good guy. I think 456, kind of the main character, man, was the most righteous in the game outside of Ali. 456, man, he was trying to do the right thing the whole time, but even him at the end, they let that savage come out. I guess my biggest takeaway, my biggest question for y'all, man, is what game from our childhood do you think would go crazy as a Squid Game? So I'm thinking like, imagine hide and go seek. As soon as they find you hiding, you just get boom, headshot as soon as they find you, man. I don't know. I feel like a couple of games we played growing up, man, would have got serious, man. Freeze tag.
Freeze tag, yeah. That's
Freeze tag.
what I was thinking. Freeze tag is crazy.
Somebody gets popped, you just can't freeze properly. So I don't know, man. The Squid Game concept was crazy. Overall, I think it's worth the watch. And if you're not going subtitles with the Korean, you're losing, man. You got to get the real reactions in the Korean language, man. It just makes it, man. I'm definitely going with the subtitles, and I'm going with the Korean voiceovers. So once the voices don't match, that ruins it for me.
Yeah, if the voices don't match, I gotta go sub.
Hold on, I go get it. Hey, Brooks, you from the hood, bro?
Yeah,
hey,
facts.
this is what I was gonna say. Y'all said that in the chat. Manhunt. I've never played that game. Like, what is that?
It's like hide and go seek with one person.
Yeah.
Basically, everybody trying to find one person. That's how I remember that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that game for me though, it wasn't as much fun because I was the only brother, and they were like, "Oh, you ever heard of Manhunt?" Nah,
I wasn't
feeling it. Wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, that sounds like yeah.
Well, yeah, I wasn't feeling it.
We gonna wear these white robes while we hunt you down, Rome. Go hide.
Yeah, Manhunt was my least favorite game growing up.
Negro hunt, man. I'm glad you played it. I'm glad you played through that.
Yeah, some of us was real life Squid Game.
Man, that got me thinking, man. How many games got racial undertones? Like that's gonna sound crazy now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Hey,
like seriously.
We doing Squid Game spoilers or what? Like we going in?
Hey, all I say is watch out for Wu Shiesty. My man Sung Woo, I think his name was. That was the shiestiest man alive, bro. He might be the shiestiest man alive, bro. That's the man you do not trust, bro. And that's the truth of the world. There's a lot of real microcosms of life in Squid Game. You got different kind of people that are gonna get ahead in different ways. Some people are gonna get ahead by being a bully. Some people are gonna get ahead from alliances. Some people are gonna get ahead from getting, information. Some people are gonna get ahead from being quote unquote good people, and then some people are just fucking shiesty, bro.
Hey, am I the only person that felt like the longer the show went, you know what I'm saying, the more we trucked ahead to the end, the worse the show got?
The ending was horrible for me, bro. I agree with you, bro. I feel like the longer the show went, the worse it got. It definitely climaxed early, pause. But it definitely was better. It was definitely a better show early, man. By the end, I'm looking at it like I was getting tired. Not that I was getting tired of watching it, because at the end of the day, I was like, I came too far not to see this out. But it was just getting it was becoming a little too much towards the end, man. Hey, look, that ending gave Game of Thrones ending a run for its money as far as worst endings go of all time.
Yeah, the ending was weird for sure.
It wasn't Game of Thrones, but I do feel like it was predictable. I do feel like instead of wrapping up what could have been a good show, they stretched it out to make sure we have a season 2. They chased the bag a little bit, and I'm not mad. But
I mean, the truth is, you kind of knew who was going to advance, though. Keep it real, right? Because, like, generally, at least in the first 3 games, because you're like, okay, well, none of the main characters was going to get got, right? Like, this, like, okay, like, especially in that bullet jump, like, you know what I'm saying? But, I think it climaxed right around when they were doing the honeycomb joint. I think that was pretty much the climax. Things went downhill from there.
All right,
I have a question then. So, because it's starting to sound like this is going to be like the flavor of the month, right? Netflix does this a lot. Netflix drops something where it's hot, and then we don't hear about it. Like, that's it. Like, so this is going to be like Tiger King, where it's like, oh, everybody's talking about it for a good month and a half, and then you know what I mean, like that's it. Are we gonna have a segment about Squid Game season 2? Because it doesn't sound like it.
I mean, why would they talk about it after this month, bro? There would be nothing to talk about at that point. Everyone's
when season 2 drops, whenever that is the hype gonna remain, or is this all gonna fade away?
I don't think so. I think you on to it, wrong. Flavor. I don't know. This show was, in hindsight, and sometimes you gotta sit with things a little long, but in hindsight, I feel like this joint is not as good as the hype is receiving. You know what it is? It's just so much different than everything else right now. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's kind of where it's. And I think it's. You know what? Another thing is, it's one of those shows that makes you put yourself in the shoes of what you're watching, and I think that's the brilliance of it. But I think as the show went further and further along, it got less and less relatable from an individual standpoint. You know what I mean? When it was like 10 different players, and it's like, okay, which one would I be, type of thing. It made it real, like, relatable. When it was down to 2 or 3, it was like it was less and less relatable as it went on, in my opinion. But I think it's a flavor of the month. I definitely think it's a flavor of the month.
I don't think it'll last, because I think the part of the reason it was good was because of the attachment that you grew to the players. Certain players, you really was pulling for them. So, I mean, now that they're all dead, it's just not really that interesting.
Hey, that's a good point, because from episode 1 till the finale, I didn't care who died. Like, I didn't have an attachment to the main character. I thought he was kind of an idiot. I just wasn't attached to anybody. I actually started to like the villain. Like I said, I like the crazy chick, but I started to like the bully in the cell. Like, somebody was just going to push the story forward. And essentially, he started pushing people forward for real. But to me, the show fell off a cliff, no pun intended, in the bridge game. And without revealing, like, without spoiling it, I'll say the game was supposed to be about, like, fairness and all that, right? How when there's 3 players left, bro, how it went from 3 to 2 was totally unfair. And
obviously, totally agree.
I just
that was the most upsetting part to me.
Yeah, I thought the story fell apart a little bit. Like I said, I thought they chased the bag, but Squid Game is worth watching. You won't talk about it next month because I think You comes out this month.
You know what's BS though? Why did glass break like that though? Like they just like that was bull.
That's what I'm saying. Like you already won, and
that wasn't fair.
It wasn't. It wasn't, and they had built it upon, like they built up the whole fairness aspect of it. I don't know. I'll let people watch it and people decide, but I do think people will watch season 2, kind of like Saw, right? Because after Saw 2, the movies aren't really that good. You're just watching to see how they die. Same thing with Final Destination. You're watching to see how they kill people. I think season 2, you'll watch to see how people die.
Bro, the best, really, Squid Game could have been over after the second, third episode, bro. Like the first 2-3 episodes, it went crazy, bro. Had me on the edge of my seat, had me like really paying attention. After the third episode, fourth episode, it was just like, bro, this joint dragging along. But that was at that first episode, they was playing red light, green light. Oh, shit was getting real. Shit was getting real, bro. I think that was like that was classic right there, bro. To be honest.
Yeah, the red light, green light was I think that's what we're all gonna remember the most. about the whole show. You know what I mean? That's gonna be the most
Yeah,
memorable.
and that happened so early in the show. Like for that to be the main takeaway is
It was like
like
episode
it
2,
wasn't all
maybe
that great.
1.
It wasn't all that great to be honest, but it's one of those ones, man. It came at the perfect time. It's not a ton out there that everybody can relate to all at once, and Squid Game kind of fulfilled that.
Yeah, no, definitely solid. Solid watch if y'all haven't watched at home. Definitely make sure y'all do that. But let's go ahead and jump into next topic. Obviously, NFL, man, huge weekend in NFL. We had some pretty good matchups. I think it's obviously a notable matchup. I think it's worth talking about. This guy named Tom Brady, heard he's pretty good. And this guy named Bill Belichick, I heard he was pretty good, or he was a good coach or something like that when he had Tom Brady. But, the Belichick and Brady showdown was this Sunday. It was actually NBC's most highest grossing as far as like ratings on a Sunday night football game in the history of Sunday night. Also, DraftKings posted that it was also their highest betted on game in the history of the sports book. So obviously a lot of eyes on for the Belichick and Brady showdown, and it pretty much went, at least the way I thought it would. A pretty grueling defensive, matchup, I'd say. Brady was held in check, no touchdowns, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And Brady ended up pulling away in a very close game. But I took the Pats with the points, so I won some money. But what did y'all think about the Brady Belichick showdown? Did Bill Belichick redeem himself at all to you guys, or was Brady the clear hero?
Uh,
Rome?
that's a tough one. That's a tough question. I think neither for both. I don't think Brady looked like the hero, and I don't know if Belichick really redeemed himself from my eyes. He still lost at home. I'm still not sold on Mac Jones. So Belichick didn't redeem himself. As far as Brady looking like a hero, he was down AB, which I think hurt, but I mean, no touchdowns. I expected a little more. He did look fired up. He had that nice run on third down where he picked up some yards. That was a little exciting play coming from Tom Brady. But yeah, I don't think he was the hero in that game. Honestly, it was a good defensive battle. So I guess if I have to pick who's a hero or who redeemed himself, I would lean towards Belichick, despite him taking the L.
Okay, all right. T, I mean to cut you off. What do you think about the Brady versus Belichick showdown?
I'm kind of thinking it's a push, right? I thought Brady came out to really like take the head off the Patriots. I think he wanted to put up 30, 40 points, and typical Brady, just look at his best on the biggest stage. And I think he didn't do that. I think he snuck a win, and he was happy to get that, but I don't think he performed how he wanted to. And I thought Belichick came out and wanted to win the game. Obviously, he slowed down Brady in that offense, which is kind of cool to see. But if anybody could or should slow down Brady, should be the guy that knows all his flaws, all his weaknesses. He would have the key to unlocking Brady. But he still managed to lose the game. So I thought it was a push. I thought it was a draw. And as for Mac Jones, I thought, Mac Jones doesn't really remind me of Brady. He reminds me more of like a Matt Castle. Like he's a guy that can run the offense and that will win some games. But I don't know if he's the guy that's going to take him to another championship.
Yeah, I agree with that characterization. But I think I'll give a little bit of extra points for Bill Belichick. Obviously, they didn't win the game, but just because to me, I had devalued him in my head so much. It's hard when Bill missed the playoff and Tom won the Super Bowl. So but I agree. I think Belichick slowed him down, but Brady ended up getting the dub. So it's basically a draw, but it's good. It's eventful.
And to answer the question, no, I don't think Cam Newton would have won him that game. I don't think Cam would have played better than Mac Jones. They actually turned the keys over to Mac and let him throw. I don't think Cam
Yeah,
had
he did well. I thought Cam played well. I mean, my bad, Cam. I thought Mac Jones played well. Cam shouldn't even be mentioned in this segment. Bryce, what did you think about the Brady versus Belichick showdown?
I mean, definitely Brady didn't perform up to Brady standards. I think that this is going to always be a matchup where Brady is unable to perform up to usual Brady standards because at the end of the day, nobody knows him better than Bill Belichick. He knows his flaws, he knows his weaknesses, And whenever you see Brady hovering around 50% completion percentage, you know something went wrong because Brady's always up in that 68 to 75% completion percentage. You know, always. It's never lower than that. And Bill Belichick definitely had his number. If they did it again, I think if they did it 5 times, I think Brady wins all 5. But especially, you know, when Belichick's working with a guy like Mac Jones clearly has some growing pains to go through. Anybody saying that Cam Newton, no way he would have won that game, you're tripping. And Patriots Nation does not agree because if you're reading what's coming from Patriots fans, they're all saying that Cam would have won that game. You're crazy. Cam was doing way better than Mac Jones has done this year at this point last season. He had no weapons, he had nobody around him, and yet the offense was clicking up until Cam pretty much got cold. I definitely think Cam Newton would have had them in that game, no question. Maybe he doesn't win, but I think he definitely gives you a better shot than Mac Jones does. I think Mac Jones's biggest problem is that it's his inexperience. It's his inexperience, man. He hasn't seen all the situations. You can kind of still force Mac Jones into some easy situations for a veteran quarterback to figure out. And I just don't think Mac Jones has it all yet. We're talking next season, a couple seasons down the line, maybe Mac Jones is that guy. But I think Belichick and company made a big mistake by letting Cam walk so soon. And I think the 1-3 record reflects that. I'm pretty sure if Belichick had to do it all over, he might be rocking out with Cam and brought Mac Jones along a little slower.
No way.
I totally disagree.
Look,
I think you feel pretty good about 1-3.
How do you feel about 1-3 if you're Bill Belichick? Like you don't feel good about 1-3. Like
I think you feel better about 1-3 with a rookie quarterback who's played. I think he's played pretty well. If you look at all the rookie quarterbacks, I think Mac Jones has been the most steady. You know,
I disagree. I don't think he's been as good as Trevor Lawrence.
No shit, he isn't as good as Trevor Lawrence. I mean, that's obvious.
He's been the most steady, so you can't say no shit.
But Trevor Lawrence has been better, but he's had a lot more mistakes.
I don't think
Trevor Lawrence has not been better than Mac Jones.
I don't think
Trevor Lawrence has not played better than Mac Jones.
He has, but he's made a lot of mistakes.
Nah, look, okay. Mac Jones is probably playing the best of all the rookie quarterbacks right now. He's literally playing the best of all of them. But that's because Mac Jones was probably the most pro-ready coming into this. What you're seeing from Mac Jones right now, that's the best you're gonna get. That's the best you're gonna get. His ceiling is literally lower than every other rookie quarterback that's come out. Like Belichick, he's not gonna get more out of that. Mac Jones will never beat Brady in a primetime game. It'll never happen. So I don't know what y'all are seeing from Mac Jones, but I don't see him getting much better than he is now. I think all the rookie quarterbacks, maybe a couple, but most of the rookie quarterbacks now easily surpass Mac Jones.
Bro, Mac Jones is not that guy, man. He's not that guy this season. I'm sorry, bro. Like he's not really doing it. He's not. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's a bad quarterback going forward. But I just feel like you let him sit behind Cam Newton and you got a better shot to win now. I don't see Belichick being a guy that's wanting to tank. I don't see Belichick being a guy that's okay with 1-3 and looking at 1-3 and feeling good about that. I don't think Belichick is that type of coach. Honestly, I don't think anyone should be feeling good about 1-3 anywhere in the league. Don't get me wrong. I mean, hey, the Jaguars are 0-4 with Trevor Lawrence, but I
think things will be. I think you're looking at that in a vacuum.
I think Herbert Meyer was feeling real good this weekend.
I think you're looking at that in the vacuum. The Mac Jones and the 1-3 thing. I mean, yeah, because you lost a tough game to the Dolphins. They beat the Jets. They lost to the Saints, who I think is a better team, and they lost to the Brady Buccaneers. All right, they got the Texans next week. Cowboys after that, which that probably it could be an L. Most likely is an L. I don't know. I'm not guaranteeing a Cowboys victory or anything by anything. And then they have the Jets again. They play the Panthers and Falcons and a couple other shitty teams, the Jags. So I think they have plenty of opportunity to make up some ground in the race. I wouldn't put the Patriots out of it at 1-3. And I think if you think that they're out of it, I think that's completely
out of it 1-3.
Completely underestimating them now.
No underestimation at all. They're absolutely out of it 1-3 and Mac Jones is quarterback. The Patriots will not be in the playoff talks by the end of the season. I guarantee you that. If they are, I'd be shocked. They are held a coaching job by Belichick, but it's just not happening. I mean, Mac Jones, yeah, he did play the Jets. They won 25-3 or something like that. But Mac Jones was not that great in that game. I think he threw a touchdown. Last game, he had 1 touchdown, 3 picks. I mean, probably the reason they lost. And then he followed up with the game against Brady, where overmatched against Brady, of course. But I don't know. I just feel like you got Cam Newton in that game. You got a better shot to win it. You just got a much better shot to win it. You got a guy who's a little more of a gamer right now, and I think that last year Cam proved that 4 games in. I mean, the Patriots were looking a lot better than they're looking right now.
I think Mac Jones looked better as a passer last night, or was it Sunday night, than Cam Newton looked for the entire season. But I think he's going to kick up on the Texans next week.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Did you watch Cam Newton early last season?
Yeah.
Were you watching him? He was balling with the Patriots.
His arm was arid, very arid.
Oh my gosh! All right.
Hey, look.
But
I mean, Trevor Lawrence is asked to go out there and win games. Mac Jones is not asked to go out there and win games. I mean, he's asked to go out there and manage games. I think Trevor Lawrence looks better than Mac. He's asked to do more and more responsibility. He's in a worse situation. His coach is out here getting twerks at the bar.
So let's talk about them. Let's talk about the that's a good transition. See, we talked about Trevor Lawrence. Now we're talking about Urban Meyer. Continue. T, tell me a little bit more about Urban Meyer at the bar, man. Because I'm hearing a lot of people. I'm not sure if I agree with the slack, but I don't know what I heard. Urban Meyer was up to no good.
Yeah, man. Apparently, after their loss on the weekend, Urban Meyer didn't fly back with the team. Canceled Monday's meeting. Was videotaped at the bar with a much younger young lady grinding on him. And then that's one video. There's another video where he's getting a little handsy with her, and he's in a little hot water over there. You're 0-4. It's the weekend. I mean, it's not the weekend. It's during the week. You should be prepping for next week. You're 0-4. But you're at the bar and, getting your freak on a little bit. So he's a married man. The optics are horrible. And is it fair to criticize him? I don't know. He's an easy target to criticize, but you're an easy target because you do stuff like this. Urban Meyer is Urban Meyer. Mr. Big Leaguer always says, roll the tape. If you roll the tape, you'll hear me saying since day one, this is not a good fit. Urban Meyer should not be in the NFL. I don't think he'll have any success. And antic after antic. Tebow, I think he's lost the locker room. And I don't know. Is it fair to criticize him? I say yes.
I 100% agree with you, T. I was right there with you about the Urban Meyer not needing to even be in the NFL. There's already been reports, I think Michael Silver reported it already, that he's already lost the locker room, that he never really had it to begin with. And that doesn't even come to us as a surprise, man. Like, y'all are 0-4. You're talking about the loss was heartbreaking and all this in the press conference. And then the next time we see you, you're getting twerked on by like Miley Cyrus's little cousin or something, bro. Like, I don't even know. Look, Urban Meyer is done. It's over. Like, I don't even know why. First of all, anytime you have to come out and make a public apology to your wife, you messed up. Like, if you have to publicly apologize to your wife, whatever you did, you done messed up right there. So you got to apologize to your wife, your players, the coaching staff, the owners putting out statements, because you're dancing with some little chick at the bar when you're 0-4 and you're the head coach. We will not see Urban Meyer after this season. You can run this tape for damn sure. One and done in the NFL. And Jacksonville will be lucky to even get any wins. I mean, look at that team. Look at that roster. It's literally Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. Like, it's nobody desirable on that entire roster. You could take their whole roster and nobody starts, I don't think, on another roster. Like, for real. So he's one and done.
That's a good point. And the one guy that would start on another roster is Jerome Robinson. And Urban Meyer didn't play Jerome Robinson barely for the first 2 games of the season. What are you doing? I mean, you had an undrafted rookie running back that went crazy last season. You start off the season giving that man less than 10 carries a game? This is craziness, bro. Carlos Hyde getting more carries than Jerome Robinson? What's going on here, man? This is coaching errors, man. Errors left and right. And you got to wonder what's going on in Jacksonville. I mean, I've heard that Shad Khan, the owner, is a pretty loyal guy, but I also heard, yeah, like Rome said, man, they're already in there talking about job security when it comes to Urban Meyer. We've seen this before with college coaches, man. We've seen it with Nick Saban. You know, we've seen it with Lane Kiffin, right? You know, you come to the league real quick, they run right back to college, man, right back to their safety net. I definitely think that's what's going to end up happening with Urban Meyer. He'll be coaching, I don't know, who's got a vacancy? Who's got a
USC?
He'll be coaching USC next season.
I mean, the biggest thing here is, and this is why I never thought it would work, right? College to the NFL, the head coach in college has all the power. He's the highest paid state employee. You're part of a system. and when you go to pros, like you're part of a system. Urban can't have supreme authority. Now, if you're a college coach at a local bar, I doubt anyone turns that video in. I mean, come on now. I couldn't imagine Nick Saban, Alabama fan, videotaping Nick Saban. Like, they wouldn't get out of that bar alive. But
hey, y'all smell something?
What's that?
I smell a little cap from my boy T Boogie. You know, and like Mr. Big Leaguer says, run the tape. So I got a little tape for you.
And I think the best hire, it's between Urban Meyer and Saylor. But the Jets, man.
One more time.
And I think the best hire, it's between Urban Meyer and Saylor.
Ooh, who else?
I guess it goes.
Get that man dirty.
I didn't get a chance to crop the video, but there's the tape.
And the tape. Already my favorite segment.
Hey, who else? First of all, that is cherry picked. I believe if you finish that tape, I do go with Robert Saylor. And at the end of the day, it was hey.
That's pretty funny, not gonna lie.
You're gonna make me go back to the other tapes, but no, that was worse.
I want to dig up some stuff on me, send it over, I'll upload it.
That's cherry pick, man. Play the rest of the segment. Play the rest. They try.
Hey, all I'll say, man, about the Urban Meyer situation is, if y'all see me at a bar and you see me finger popping a Jones, just mind your business. That's all. All right, just mind your business, okay?
Bro, how dumb you gotta be if you Urban Meyer, bro? Like, come on, bro. Like, this is 2021, bro, and you're a public figure, bro. Like, this is an easy game to play. If you really want some action like that, call it back to the crib, Urban. Why are you out in the public trying to do this, man? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Not a smart move, Urban Meyer.
Oh man, too funny.
Y'all gonna make me get the rest of that clip and post it on Twitter, man.
Hey man, Robert Saylor not looking like a great hire either, but that's a whole nother con. I won't disrespect the guy.
Who else got hired?
Looked pretty good last week.
I was gonna say I think Saylor is a great hire. Still do.
We'll see. Actually, the Jets and Zach Wilson looked pretty good last week. It was the first impressive showing I've seen from Zach Wilson. But let's keep on moving. Let's keep on pushing, man. We got some resident Steeler fans that are big time fans of the show, and we haven't talked about the Steelers at all this season. But I think they're worth talking about. Not for a good reason. I think you have to question to yourself, if you're a Steelers fan, is Big Ben Roethlisberger getting it done? Is it time to move on from Ben? We're going to ask the patented question that we've been asking about Cam Newton for the last year and a half, but somehow he's not. But even though he's not signed, but the question is about Big Ben. Is Big Ben done, man? Is it time to move on from Big Ben? Is it time to roll up Plan B on Big Ben Roethlisberger, man? T, what do you think, man? What do you think about Ben? You think he's washed?
Yeah, he's washed, man. Him and Matt Ryan. And I didn't think Matt Ryan was washed, but I watched him again against the Washington football team. They're both washed.
2 for 1 washed. Special.
Yeah, 2 for 1. They're both done. And it's crazy that there's no replacement plan for them. If Dwayne Haskins is your replacement plan for Big Ben, like, you already lost. And we talked about how great of a coach Tomlin is. That's a huge error, because Ben was trending this direction last season, and now it's just I don't know. He can't throw the ball downfield. He's making terrible mistakes. They can't block for him. That's a big part of it. He's done.
Yo,
Yeah.
Ben's been done. This is like 2, 3 years too late, to be honest. Ben's been done. He stays getting hurt. They shouldn't have brought him back after that elbow injury a couple years ago. Now they're stuck in this situation where they got who is it, Duck or Mason Rudolph or Josh Dobbs, and then somewhere down the line you get to Dwayne Haskins. So I mean, they did everything to coddle Big Ben in Pittsburgh from the very beginning, and they're still coddling this old man, and it's kind of sad to see.
I mean, he's a Hall of
Honestly,
Famer. He's a Hall of Famer.
I mean, like he's a
yeah,
Hall of Famer, and
so
he's done all these great things. Yes, he should probably have a statue outside of the stadium, but he should not be a statue in the middle of the pocket when they're still trying to win games. So go ahead and give the man his flowers, but get him up off the field, bro. Like he's holding these other dudes back.
I mean, they
here's the thing
drafted
about when
a
people
rookie
give you,
running back
people
to
typically
help
give
him.
you your flowers at the end of your career. I think eventually, I mean, I was honestly, I questioned before like the revamp of the Steelers offense, I was wondering if I was asking myself 3-4 years ago if it was time to move on from Big Ben. So the fact that they've not moved on from Big Ben this long is pretty amazing to me. And the fact that they haven't had any type of contingency plan for replacing Big Ben is also pretty amazing to me, and just shows you how much he just kind of owns the organization or what. Like I guess they're just trying to push in for the last run, but I mean quarterback rating has been pedestrian. His best quarterback rating he's posted on the season is 45. He hasn't thrown more than a touchdown. He's thrown multiple interceptions multiple times this season.
I mean,
And
maybe
the
they're all
Steelers
in for
are
Spencer Rattler.
Hold up, man.
1-3.
I'm not gonna let this Big Ben slander continue, man. I'm not about to sit here and say that Big Ben is the best quarterback in the league or anything like that. But let me just take y'all back down memory lane. Last season, during this time, the Steelers were the hottest team in the NFL. My guy Hansel was hopping on the show telling us how all they needed was this to make a playoff run. All they needed was that to be in the championship. And you know what? Most people, including a lot on this panel, were in agreement at that time last season. I think they made it all the way to about 7 or 8-1 last year before the tires fell off. Right now they are 1-3, no doubt. But they played some tough teams, bro. I mean, let's go through the schedule. So far, they played the Bills. They won that game. The Bills, that's my pick for the Super Bowl this year, to be in the Super Bowl at least. And the Bills are
It's week 1.
They beat them week 1. The Raiders,
Week 1.
y'all boys love the Raiders. Everybody.
I don't love the Raiders.
All right, maybe not you, but everybody else on the panel seems to be big time Raiders guys.
Geraldo loves the Raiders. Geraldo loves the Raiders.
I'll still take the Raiders over the Steelers.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
Rome likes the Raiders too.
The Bengals, we all know that's a division matchup, right? Division matchups are always tough, and the Bengals have proven that they're a tough team this year. They're not an easy out. And they lost to the Packers, another team with one of the best quarterbacks in the league. 1-3 is not a great start to the season. I would never try to act like it is.
So you're saying they lost to teams that are better than them?
Wait.
What I'm saying is they lost to teams that are better than them right now. And
didn't you just crucify Mac Jones for being 1-3? But now 1-3 is not a bad start to the season.
I didn't crucify.
You don't have to run the tape that far to figure that one out. Come on, bro.
Rewind the tape.
I said Cam Newton would have them in a better spot. Rewind the tape. I said Cam Newton would have them in a better spot and had them in a better spot last season because through 3 games, Cam Newton was 2-1, and that was before he got COVID, right? He was 2-1 through 3. He didn't play the 4th game. So run the tape and make sure y'all got my words right. See, y'all like to misconstrue them. But with the Steelers at 1-3, I'm not saying it's a great start. What I'm saying is they've had some tough ball games. Their schedule gets easier as they continue, and I'm not counting them out. I'm not counting out Big Ben and Mike Tomlin just yet. They still got weapons around Big Ben. Najee Harris looking like a dog this year. I think they'll end up figuring it out before it's all said and done. Hey,
have you actually seen the Steelers play?
I've watched Big Ben a little bit this season. I watched him at the Bills first game, and I saw a little bit of the Bengals game. I've seen enough of Big Ben to know. No, is he in his prime? Absolutely not. But I think that Big Ben. I also will say the same for Matt Ryan. I don't think these guys are completely done for. I don't think they're completely washed. I'm not
Bryce, where are the Steelers in the AFC North? He's going up against Baker, Joe Burrow, and Lamar. Like, where are you ranking Ben as a QB, and where are you ranking the Steelers by the end of the season?
He's probably the worst QB in the AFC North, right? I'm not saying that he's a great quarterback.
He's done.
What I'm saying is though, Big Ben, Mike Tomlin, y'all go ahead and count them out right now. But y'all were the same ones that were loving them at this time last season, right? So things can
I'm not
change.
counting.
It's only 4 games in, and you're talking about a coach who's certified and a quarterback who's certified.
I think it's pretty safe to love a team that's 7-1, 8-1.
All last season, I said the Steelers were going to fall off all last season, and they did exactly what I said they were going to do. Because I don't believe in Big Ben. Believing in Big Ben and believing in Mike Tomlin are two separate things. I think Mike Tomlin keeps his team right around 7, 8 wins, whatever. But Big Ben is done. I don't know if he gets them to 7 or 8 wins. Mike Tomlin might have to pull a G move and show how much power he has in the organization and pull Big Ben before it's too late. He's gonna have to. That's what really is gonna come to the head for the Steelers.
You don't pull a Hall of Famer. If a guy wins you a Super Bowl, you don't pull him. You wait. I mean, you ride the season out no matter how it goes. You get a new quarterback. Doesn't have to be a rookie. I think that's the issue.
The way Big Ben is looking, and he's always trended down. He's not gonna get better as the season goes along. He's gonna get more bruises, more nicks. Big Ben is gonna get worse as the season goes along, and he looks terrible right now. Like we already said the O line's not good. Big Ben might not make it through the season. Maybe he'll take himself out, but I don't see Big Ben playing a 17-week season.
I think they're done. I mean, I think Big Ben is done. I think he's past done. He's past due. You know, at this point, are you going to salvage the season? You know, I think you'd be hard pressed to say that you can win the division. Not as good as the Browns are doing, and not as good as I know the Ravens are. So I think best case scenario, you finish maybe 3rd place. And then what if you do decide to ride out this season with Big Ben out of respect for the legacy that he has left? Then what, bro? You bring in another guy next year. It's like T said. I mean, if you draft a rookie, then what? You're stuck with a rookie.
No, you don't. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to draft a rookie.
Bring in somebody else. I mean, you'd have to bring in somebody else because you don't have time to grow up a rookie.
You'll have a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo out there. You'll have a bridge quarterback. You can draft a guy, but you'll have a bridge quarterback to help you. Because Jimmy G will definitely not be on the 49ers next season. I don't care if he wins.
So are you saying Jimmy G is done as a quarterback? 49ers?
I'm saying this is
that he's not going nowhere?
No, I'm saying this is Jimmy G's last season as a 49er, even if he wins the Super Bowl.
Well, you said it was his last season or last week was his last game because Trey Lance ain't letting him get his spot.
No. Jimmy will definitely start again. I've never thought Trey Lance was ready to play. I'm on board with sitting the guy the entire season. But I'm a rare 49ers fan in that regard.
Man, free Trey Lance, man. Big Ben going. Big Ben going to turn it around. I'm not giving up completely on Big Ben yet. Has it been a rough start to the season? Absolutely. But I remember 3 games in last year, people were talking about his Tom Brady still got it. Big Ben is not where he needs to be yet. But
who said that?
We'll see. A lot of people were saying that about Tom Brady.
Big Ben. Unfortunately, bro, Big Ben is not Tom Brady, man. And even though Big Ben is a Hall of Famer in his own right, he's not the type of guy that Tom Brady is. He hasn't shown that he can play at that high level at this age.
Bro, he had them going crazy last season, like 8.
Bro, in the regular season, what makes Tom Brady the greatest quarterback of all time.
Defense. They did, and this year that defense is not performing up to that level.
And they wasted. He wasted a very talented roster.
The difference between Big Ben and Tom Brady is the avocado ice cream. Like Big Ben comes into camp looking like Big Ben, bruh. Like chubby.
Big Ben actually came in pretty good shape this
year. This year, you know who we never talk about stuff like that with is Tom Brady. Tom Brady comes into camp and we say, "Oh, it looks like Tom Brady." Every single camp. Big Ben is like, "Oh, is he in shape this year? Oh, he looks great this year." Like, that's the difference. And that's why Big Ben's not going to get better as the season goes on. That's why Hansel isn't commenting during this segment because he knows that the Steelers are done. And speaking of that, I know you need to there you go.
Damn, my man ready.
See, he knows.
He ready to go for Deshaun Watson. They desperate.
He knows.
TJ Watt.
He's trying to go for Deshaun Watson, giving up TJ Watt and
giving up TJ. Oh my.
Steelers love a good rape allegation.
Desperation. Yeah, he's just like Big Ben. They got that in common. They could discuss. They could trade lawyers.
Yo, Big Ben turning around, y'all boys gonna be sick, bro.
Hey man, the difference between Big Ben, though, the difference between Big Ben and Tom Brady is this: Big Ben started the season last season 11-0, and then he fell off a cliff. Tom Brady started the season slower, and then he progressed himself on to a run. That's the difference.
Look,
You have to
mark
pick it up
my
at the
words.
right time. You don't
If the
start the season
Steelers,
hot and then get cold. You have to finish hot. And that's
if
why
the
Brady is
Steelers
great.
go on a run, it will be on the back of Najee Harris, and the defense will be playing lights out. It won't be because
They're
Big
gonna
Ben
break. They're
throwing them
gonna
the
breaking that boy before he can even get started, man. He had that one game where he had like 14 receptions, bro. You know what that tells me? A lot of check down Charlie, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But guys like Brady made a living checking down, so I don't
Hey,
want to hear
14
that.
times, bro. That tells me
play.
that quarterback is under pressure. He's running for his life, and he doesn't have much left gas in the tank.
Why don't you go check James White's stats over the past 5 seasons? And
that's Brady's game though. That's not Big Ben's game.
At the end of the day, it's a smart quarterback's game. Big
Yeah,
Ben, I'm not saying he's great at this point. I'm not even saying he's good at this point. But at 1-3, I would not be surprised if the Steelers figure this out and right this ship with Tomlin and Big Ben. I wouldn't be surprised at that at all.
Is Big Ben better than Taylor Heineke?
Nobody, man. Taylor Heineke's a top 10 guy right now. Let's get into it, man. What you mean?
Hey, in all honesty, Taylor Heineke right now is most definitely better than Big Ben. Like, so let's not even get that started.
I would say y'all didn't get these. You didn't got these Washington guys all riled up. Come on, T.
We're talking about right now, like today, like right this minute. I'm not picking Big Ben.
Man, y'all drunk off Heineke if y'all talking like that.
That's a fact. That's a fact, Hansel. You got to put a guy like Big Ben in position to win ball games, man. He's throwing 40 plus. He had one game where he threw like 55 times, bro.
Now we have to run the ball. Look, I'm not letting nobody make no excuses for Big Ben, bro. He's done. Like, you know who says we have to run the ball? People with rookie quarterbacks. Go get a rookie quarterback, start over. Get Big Ben's old ass off the field, bro. It's over. It's over. He had a great career. I enjoyed Big Ben when he was in his prime. This is not Big Ben in his prime, man. This is getting very close to just embarrassing levels.
Who's the best quarterback in the class next year? Hansel, you better start watching tape because y'all gonna need it. Y'all gonna have a top 5 draft pick. Make sure you get it somebody good, man. All right. Could have had Justin Herbert or somebody like that if y'all was playing it smart. But one thing we know for sure is Big Ben will not be in anybody's MVP race. He's probably in the LVP race, but the MVP race is actually heating up, man. I'm not really the type of person that likes to talk about MVPs after like 4 weeks, but there's some really, really, really good candidates. A couple guys I think are worth mentioning. I'm going to throw a couple names out there that I would put in the MVP race. Justin Herbert, Kyler Murray, Matthew Stafford, a couple names that I would mention off the top of my head. Fellas, is there anybody that you would want to throw in the MVP race? Make your statement, make your case, fellas. Jump off.
I think you got to throw Derrick Henry in there too, but I think MVPs typically lean quarterbacks. So Kyler Murray, obviously, I've been a Kyler Murray fan for a while. He's better than Lamar Jackson. I've been saying that. And now Kyler Murray has AJ Green as a third or fourth option. It's crazy. The Cardinals just destroyed a really, really good Rams defense that has a generational talent at D tackle and at corner. And Kyler went out there and made it look easy. So I think if Kyler Murray doesn't win MVP, I'd be surprised. And that's the easy pick, but I'd be surprised.
Kyler Murray is a good pick. That's a good pick. That's a big statement. But
this time last season, Kyler Murray was damn near on the same pace. How did that finish out?
Difference is he has some pretty nice wins. I mean, the win last week against the Rams. I mean, just last week the Rams were like probably the hottest team in the NFL because they just came in, they beat Brady. They were doing great. And then boom, Kyler Murray comes in. I believe it was a road game, so it was an upset. Nice little upset.
They dropped 37 on them boys.
Yeah, they did them pretty good. So I think Kyler Murray. I like that answer a lot. Kyler Murray's played well, man. Rome, who you think, man, should be in the MVP conversation?
If the season ended today, I think we would have to give it to Kyler Murray, but the season does not end today. And And by the time the season does end, I think when it's all said and done, it's gonna be Tom Brady yet again. I think TB12, the pace that he's on right now, if he keeps it up, he looks great. He doesn't make the mistakes. We all know that. He has all the weapons to keep putting up big numbers, and they're gonna have some fairly easy games coming up as well to be for him to be able to put up those big numbers. They got AB coming back off the COVID list this week. I mean, it's like an all-star cast. I think Gronk's gonna be out this week, but then he's coming back down the line. So I think when it's all said and done, we all know the greatness of Tom Brady. I think he catches everybody even in his 22nd year to eke out MVP award.
Man, all these great young quarterbacks in the league, and I think there's so many great young quarterbacks in the league. I said Justin Herbert. I mentioned Kyler Murray. Josh Allen. Nobody mentioned Josh Allen. Burrow's playing great.
I mean, Mahomes still young. I mean,
Mahomes could make it.
That is the guy who's top MVP right now. It's Pat Mahomes, man.
I definitely didn't expect anybody to say that.
I get the love for Kyler Murray. You know, he's what's the word? He's a dynamic player. You know, he's tantalizing his ability. It looks so pretty. You know, he goes back there, dances around, tosses it up, and it's a touchdown. And you love to see it. He's dynamic. End of the day, right now, man, your MVP is Patrick Mahomes, bro. 14 touchdowns, 4 picks. I think he's leading the league in passing yards right now. He's doing what Patrick Mahomes does. I mean,
no, he's not.
Derek Carr is leading the league in passing yards.
Derek Carr. So what's Pat Mahomes? 2?
He's under Kyler Murray.
Yeah, he is. He's
leading the league in touchdowns. I give him that. And I think Kyler Murray probably has the same amount of picks as him. Maybe give or take 1. I love Pat Mahomes for MVP, man. And, you know, rough season, right? Rough start. I see the comments. Yeah, 2-2. We'll see how that ends. Right? Like I said, man, Kyler Murray got off to a crazy start last year, and I was guilty of crowning him a little too early last season. Don't get me wrong, Kyler Murray's my guy. In all my dynasty leagues, Kyler Murray's my quarterback. I think he's great going forward. But to say that Pat Mahomes is in top 5 is crazy. I mean, he's leading the league in passing touchdowns. He only has 4 picks on the season. Next, I'd probably give it to another guy whose team may be underperforming, but I like Russell Wilson. And, you know, I guess I'm just not trying to crown an MVP at this very moment through 4 games. I'm looking like where we're going to be ending once the season is done. I think it's going to come down to Pat Mahomes and Russell Wilson for the MVP.
I feel like you projecting a little bit. I'm projecting a little bit too, man. So I said this before the season, and I'm going to say it again, man. Matthew Stafford is an elite quarterback, man. I'm going to say it one more time. Matthew Stafford is an elite quarterback. Run the tape on it all you want. This guy is playing great, bro. Honestly, they lost last week to the Cardinals, so obviously Kyler Murray's getting a lot of the weekly hype. But Matt Stafford is second in the league in touchdown passes. He's got 11 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions. He's the second highest quarterback rated. They only have 1 L all season, and I think they have a really good shot at winning the Super Bowl, man. So I think when it's all said and done, I think Matthew Stafford is going to win the MVP.
Matthew Stafford. That's
Matthew Stafford.
Pick,
so how is Matthew Stafford going to win it when he already lost to who we all agree is the current leading candidate for MVP?
Because there's 17 weeks in a season, Rome. That's why.
Okay, so what happens when he loses to Kyler Murray for a second time when they play again this season? And they will lose for a second time.
Bro, the chances of that happening are slim to none.
I don't think I agree with Kyler Murray as the MVP.
Yeah, you nonsense. You come crazy. Like, we just named 4 different guys.
If the season ended today, you wouldn't give it to Kyler Murray. If it ended right now, you're giving it to Pat Mahomes, right?
My nigga, it doesn't end today.
I'm saying if it did.
Pat Mahomes is number 5 right now in receiving yards. He's behind number 4 by 2 yards. He trails Matt Stafford by 4 yards, but he's leading them.
That's a lot of football to be played, bro. Romy wrong.
Matt Stafford's going to need each one of those games to even come close to MVP, right? We're not even going to be thinking about Matt Stafford for MVP in like 2 weeks.
Bro,
I mean, look, all I'm saying is Kyler Murray has a guy that was a top 5 receiver for a number of years as their third option. And most third corners, slot guys, whatever it may be, cannot cover AJ Green. I mean, that's just what it is. Yeah. It's some number ones that Kendall Fuller can't cover AJ Green. You know what I'm saying? So
why are you always taking shots at Washington, man? Didn't y'all just sign Josh Norman?
Here's the thing about Kyler Murray, though. How sustainable is the winning that they're doing right now? They're 5-0. They've had some tough wins, but like, can we see them consistently doing that? It's like Bryce said last season. They started out hot last season too.
So down the stretch,
how consistent are the Rams gonna be? Like,
How
what
consistent are
you
the
have
Rams?
all this
Bro,
faith in
on
Matt
paper,
Stafford. Where was that last week? Let's talk about that game. Where was Matt Stafford last week when it mattered?
okay. It's an upset. It was an upset game. There's reason it was an upset
Oh,
because they were favored to win the game. It was an upset. That's why it's called an upset, Rome, because something
Matt
that was
Stafford got
unexpected happened.
blown out, bro.
I mean, Matt
Weren't they at
Stafford-
home too?
Matt Stafford doesn't play
Bro,
defense.
I'm not crowding nobody. I'm just
talking
saying.
about you. It's not you, bro. I'm talking about the Kyler Murray bandwagoners, and I get it. Kyler
Bandwagoners.
He's had a strong start. But
I think we're getting this twisted.
If we're talking MVP through 4 games, versus
Like he's clear cut or
MVP
something.
by
He's
the end of
not.
the season. That's T's talking about. I would be surprised if Kyler Murray doesn't win MVP.
Yeah, I'd be surprised.
Are you crazy? You would be surprised if he doesn't win the MVP.
Yeah. You know,
you like, should I take another dub from you then, T? How surprised would you be?
No, I mean, I'm not taking Kyler Murray versus the field. That's crazy. He could get hurt. Anything could happen.
Saying,
but I'll take Kyler Murray versus Pat Mahomes.
Then let's dub that, bro. Let's dub that. Yeah, let's dub that. You know, and the only way anyone wins the dub is if one of the other wins the MVP. I'm taking Pat Mahomes. I'm taking Pat Mahomes, bro.
Okay.
All right, bet.
Hey, I'll take that same bet from Matt Stafford, Ron.
Okay. I don't even gotta think about it. Do I need to pick a candidate? Like, I don't even like Matt Stafford ain't winning.
Right? That's your boy, right? You say
no. See, we're getting it twisted. I said if the season ended today, it would be Kyler Murray. I said Tom Brady.
So is that the question we asking? If the season ended today, who's in? If there was a 4-game season,
if it was a 4-game season, Kyler Murray currently has the lead. By the time the season is over, he's not gonna have that lead.
Kyler Murray has been the most impressive quarterback through 4 weeks. I don't think that's a debate.
Yeah. I don't think that's much of a debate either. He's definitely been more impressive than Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
I mean, you talking about Brady.
I think that's a debate. I don't know if he's
we threw out the name Brady, but like I said, Kyler hung 37 on Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald. 37.
I don't even know, bro. Is he having a better season than Justin Herbert right now? Like,
Justin Herbert eyeball test looks amazing, but Kyler Murray's out there dealing.
Looks great. So he is, but I wouldn't say he's like the runaway candidate or anything like that. Like,
I also think that AFC West is overrated, but that's another topic.
I don't even think Matthew Stafford's the MVP of his own team, bro. I would give that to Cooper Kupp.
Oh,
what?
I think Cooper Kupp's
I don't. Matt Stafford is it, bro. Matt Stafford, bro. He's not.
I'm not a Cooper Kupp guy.
I'll let this play out.
Cooper Kupp is literally a product of his system, bro. Like.
I'll let this play out.
I'm not for the Cooper Kupp disrespect. That boy
Cooper Kupp's nice, bro. Like somebody has to get him the ball.
System? Are you crazy?
No. I mean, maybe right now he's a product of reverse racism, but I'm not on the Cooper Kupp bandwagon.
Y'all are crazy, bro. Cooper Kupp made it happen with Jared Goff, bro. He made it happen with Jared Goff. Now he's making it happen.
Jared Goff made it happen with him. All right.
I don't know, man. It's just something about Cooper Kupp that I don't like, man. It sounds like he should be shooting on the fairway, par 4s and stuff. Like,
I think I know what you don't like about him, T.
I don't like his name. I don't like his team.
I think you don't like the fact that he's in the NFC West and he eats, bruh. That's what it is.
Cooper Kupp might be a top 10 receiver. I gotta go back to my receiver rankings, but just
everybody's top 10 receivers.
Might be a top 10.
Top 10 guy.
Don't start the top 10 receiver debate.
Oh yeah, I love that. I love that top 10 receiver debate.
Hey, that was a good conversation. We can save that for another day, though, man. Well,
hey,
Black Twitter said Cooper Kupp and Hunter
Renfrow. My man said Cooper Kupp out there running button hooks.
Hey, what about? I mean, we're not talking about my man Baker. You know what I'm saying? Baker and Darnold were my favorite quarterbacks coming out of that draft. They're both finally having some success. Herbert versus Baker this week, 3-1 versus 3-1. Somebody got to go 3-2. Who do y'all got?
That's a great matchup. I like Herbert. Who's home actually?
I am not sure, to be honest. Let me check. It's probably the Chargers.
I like Herbert though.
Yeah, I think LA is home.
Honestly, right now, I'll take Pat. I mean, as far as like young quarterbacks go, like if I'm talking about young quarterbacks, I mean like within the first like 5 years of being in the league, Patrick Mahomes. Like I'm taking Justin Herbert over pretty much anybody. Like I might even say, dare I say it, even though Patrick Mahomes obviously, he's already won a Super Bowl, he's already won the MVP, he's already put up some really good numbers. Bro, dare I say it, man? I'll take Justin Herbert over Patrick Mahomes right now, bro.
Yeah, Chargers.
Legit. I'll take Justin Herbert over pretty much anybody, bro.
Justin Herbert over
pretty
Patrick
much
Mahomes.
anybody, bro. As far as young quarterback.
That's a bold statement. I mean,
I think
not
Matt
going to
Stafford's
give
better right now, but just because he's this vet. But like, bro, you give me Justin Herbert for the next 10 years, I'm finding a way to win a chip. Maybe a couple.
I would buy that if Patrick Mahomes is like 33, 32, but like.
But I think it's like he could out chip Patrick.
Oh, what?
Out chip him, meaning like have more chips. Like Justin Herbert has a chance to. I think Justin Herbert has a chance to be better than Patrick Mahomes in his career. It's very possible.
Whoa,
no, we keep all this tape. All right.
Whoa, buddy! I just came
it.
back to some crazy talk.
Keep the tape. Keep it.
You think Justin Herbert's gonna be better than Pat Mahomes in his career?
I think he has a good shot. I think he could be just as he has a chance to be just as good as Patrick Mahomes. Everybody elevated Patrick Mahomes because he's already won a chip and he's got a head start on a legacy. Justin Herbert's building a legacy too. He's in the second season and looks fantastic. So I think he's going to keep getting better, and I think he's in a division where, hey, look, man, if he could beat Patrick Mahomes, you got it. You know what I'm saying? You got it, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not mad at that take, Scruff. I'm not going to go out on that same limb. I don't think he's going to have a better career than Pat Mahomes. I don't know if I can say all that. But I don't think the gap between Justin Herbert and Pat Mahomes is nearly as big as people want to make it.
There's no gap. Like if you were forget
Justin Herbert is that dude.
Forget the fact that Patrick Mahomes already won a Super Bowl and an MVP, right? If we're talking about this day moving forward, who's going to win more championships? Who's going to win more games? Who's going to be more prolific? I think it's a toss-up, bro.
What are we talking about right now?
I just watched Patrick Mahomes throw a touchdown underhanded, a softball pitch.
What is going on right here, bro?
Okay, so what does that mean?
Did I come back to a prank or something, bro? You think Justin Herbert, bro? I'm not even talking about Justin Herbert with Kyler Murray yet. I'm not even talking about Justin Herbert with Lamar Jackson yet. Like, bro, he's not messing with Patrick Mahomes, bro.
This is how it starts.
Y'all just trying to tell me Patrick Mahomes was the GOAT, just like before the season started. Y'all were telling me how Patrick Mahomes is going to be better than Brady, and now all of a sudden, so now you're telling me Justin Herbert got a chance to be better than Brady too? Y'all
No. First of all,
no, because that's what you told me before the season. We had that debate, and you were telling me how Pat Mahomes got a shot to be better than Brady. So if you're telling me Justin Herbert will be better than Pat Mahomes,
define better than Brady.
Bro, a shot, yes. Maybe he has a shot to be better than Brady.
Call it a toss-up.
Yeah, between those two, yeah. But we're talking about Brady. I'm not talking about Brady today. But if you want to talk about Brady, that's fine. Mahomes got a long way to go to be better than Brady, all right? And he's got a little bit of a head start on the rest of these young quarterbacks. But, I don't think it's far-fetched to think that Justin Herbert ends up with a better career than Patrick Mahomes. I don't think that's far-fetched at all. I don't think he's that far behind.
Craziness. That's blasphemous.
What I see, he's just as good as Patrick Mahomes. Like he's literally on the same level. They're gonna be dueling each other in the AFC West for the next decade, bro.
He's better than Lamar Jackson.
He's a much better passer than Lamar Jackson, but Lamar Jackson's obviously, he's a terrific athlete. But
Scruff's reaching a little bit. Scruff is definitely reaching a little bit.
We're talking about for the next 10 years.
Right there.
I'll definitively say this. If I'm taking a quarterback for the next 10 years, I'm definitely taking Justin Herbert over Lamar Jackson. But I'm saying that Justin Herbert has just as good a shot. It's a toss-up. He could easily end up having a better career than Patrick Mahomes. He's that good.
Look, Justin Herbert is that good. He's probably not going to have a better career than Patrick Mahomes. Let's keep in context that this is coming from a guy who also thought Jalen Hurts is going to have a good season. And we all see how that's going.
Yeah, right. And you're also the same guy that said Cam Newton was going to have more touchdown passes than Jalen Hurts. How many does Cam Newton have?
That's still possible. I'm still not – I feel good about that right now in this very moment. I feel very confident.
Hey, look, the only quarterback
that Justin Jalen Hurts thrown so far?
It's also possible that, we have an alien invasion. And,
how many touchdowns does Jalen Hurts have right now? How many touchdowns?
Like 12, I think.
12 passing touchdowns? I highly doubt that.
Passing. Don't combine those rushing touchdowns.
The bet was total touchdowns. I have it written down. It's on Twitter. It's bookmarked. So He has seven passing touchdowns.
So Justin Herbert is the cream of the young quarterback crop. Oh, okay.
Hell
Definitely.
no,
I'm
bro.
not buying
Justin
it.
Herbert is not better than Patrick Mahomes. He's nowhere near Patrick
I mean,
Mahomes.
I think you're
Sorry.
forgetting that like there's still a lot of young quarterbacks. Like all the old guys are starting to leave. Breeze, Rivers, they're gone. Dak, who I said last show, right, could go on a
He's not
Super
really
Bowl.
that young.
I said the Cowboys could
He could
go
on a run.
No. Last show, I was crazy. It was crazy talk. Now it's looking more and more realistic.
It's possible. You go for a
Dallas
run.
is not going on a run where?
Bro.
You go for a run.
Going on a run around that nice facility.
Dak's been he's been in the league for years now. He's the difference between Dak's been in the league for years now. 6, 7, 8 years, whatever. I don't even know how many years he's been in the league now. But if they make a run, it'll be a run. Maybe he make a run. I'm not banking on it.
Y'all telling me that Justin Herbert is better than Kyler Murray?
No. Not on his back.
Not right now.
I'm asking Scruff. You telling me Justin Herbert is better than Kyler Murray?
Right now, I can't say that. But
so, are you telling me is that a toss-up?
Yeah.
Justin Herbert and Kyler Murray is a toss-up?
Yeah.
So basically, what you're telling me is Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert, and Pat Mahomes. It's just all toss-ups to who's the best guy.
I'm telling you that if you told me, I'm telling you that if you told me that I could have one quarterback for the next 10 years, and my choice would be, if it wasn't Patrick Mahomes, it would be Justin Herbert. I would have to sit there and really think about it if it was going to be Justin Herbert, because Justin Herbert's just as good as any quarterback prospect I see in the league right now.
That's wild, man. It's wild.
I don't think it's wild.
To Pat Mahomes right now is crazy.
I don't think it's wild at all. I don't know. It's just people like results, and Pat, and people like people love young people that achieve shit. Like you win a Super Bowl young, like they love you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why they love Brady early. Because he was winning young. They love it. Young MVP.
I like guys that set records, NFL records. That's what I love.
The thing about starting young and having so great. The thing about starting young and being so great with Patrick Mahomes, it almost is a detriment because he started out good and then it's like he has nothing to not live up to, but it's like he's only going to fall off from there. Whereas Justin Herbert has still a lot to grow into.
All right, now you're reaching too far. Now you're reaching too far. Look, you're giving Justin Herbert a bad name. Is Justin Herbert one of the top young quarterbacks? Absolutely. Is he better than Patrick Mahomes right now? No. Will he be better than Patrick Mahomes in his career? Probably not. Can we give Justin Herbert the chance to compete with those guys?
Yes. You just said Kyler Murray was better than Matt Stafford based off the fact that he beat Matt Stafford head to head. So am I wrong that
Kyler Murray's short career already is better than Matt Stafford's entire career, bro? Matt Stafford is not who you paid him to be.
That's nonsense,
Matt
bro.
Stafford is not who you paid him to be, bro.
That's fiction, bro. But the facts
I bet you if Kyler Murray gets to the playoffs, they win a playoff game. I bet you if Kyler Murray gets to the playoffs, they win a playoff game.
Let's not make this about Matt Stafford, but I'm just using your logic, right? You said that Kyler Murray was better than Matt Stafford because they won head-to-head this season, yada, 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 right? So they won the head-to-head matchup. But Justin Herbert just beat Patrick Mahomes. They outdueled him, and he looked fantastic. So using that same logic, wouldn't Justin Herbert clearly be better than Patrick Mahomes based on your simpleton logic?
When did Justin Herbert beat Patrick Mahomes?
No, they played
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
Where you been at? 30-24.
I thought that was the.
He had 4 touchdown passes.
No. The Chargers definitely beat the Chiefs.
That was last week.
That was last week or 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that was the week before last. Chiefs defense looks out of sorts.
Last week.
A lot of defenses look terrible this season, to be honest with you.
Yeah, like that's
Patrick had 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and Herbert had 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions in that game.
Back to my logic, though. I didn't say that made Kyler better than Matt Stafford. I said it put him ahead in the MVP race. Would I put Justin Herbert ahead of Pat Mahomes in the MVP race right now? Yeah. I also said that Justin Herbert, that the gap.
He's not ahead
Yeah,
of that man right
yeah.
now.
Awful wins alone. You're not winning MVP at 500. I don't care who you are or what your stats say.
Who's
If your
500?
team's not winning, you're not my MVP. Pat Mahomes is. So
Herbert's
that's the
3-1.
Bryce. Like
Oh, okay.
Pat Mahomes is not MVP off a 500 record. I don't care what his stats say. They weren't good enough to win those other two games.
They
That's
heard
crazy,
4-1
bro.
As
though.
far as Justin Herbert, the gap between Pat and Herbert is not that big as Bryce and T are making it. It's not as close as Scruff is making it. It's somewhere more around here. But Justin Herbert is going to prove over time that he's definitely up there with Pat Mahomes and all those other quarterbacks. I don't see how anybody doesn't see it based off what he's shown his rookie season and this season.
I mean,
It's a toss up, bro.
Justin
Herbert will be
has,
top three, if not the leading the league in passing this
The
season.
Washington football team was Antonio Gibson fumble away from beating Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert has a real chance to be the next Matt Ryan.
He went to Dallas, and you want to talk about outdueled this? He got outdueled by Dak Prescott. Okay.
Dak is going to outduel a lot of guys.
He had a tud and a pick in that game. So it's not like did he beat Patrick Mahomes? Yes. Does that one win mean that he's better than Patrick Mahomes? That's craziness, bro. That's craziness. This is a football game. Two football teams playing each other, bro.
Nobody said he's better than Pat Mahomes off that.
Pat Mahomes still almost drove down the field and gave his team a chance to win. If he would have had maybe 15 more seconds in the game, the Chiefs probably win that game. But he was fighting the clock too. Chiefs defense has been terrible. We're 4 games in. So you telling me Pat Mahomes can't be MVP over Justin Herbert because he's 2-2 when Justin Herbert's 3-1? So 1 game difference. It's not like
and that one game was head to head, and the other quarterback won. How could I not give it? So how could I not give that? So how could I not? All right, but if they're 3-1 because they beat you and Pat Mahomes, how could I not give Justin Herbert that edge?
Pat Mahomes has more passing yards than Herbert. He has more touchdowns than Herbert, and he has, I think, the same amount of picks as Herbert. But you telling me that Herbert's, or maybe he has one more pick, but 14-4 versus 9-3 when we talking about touchdown to interception ratio. Bro, stop it, bro. Everybody, I like Justin Herbert, bro. I really do. I think he's outplayed his draft stock most definitely. Should have been a top 3 pick, no question, right? Coming out of Oregon, he had his final year at Oregon was kind of bad, but his first 2 years at Oregon, everybody thought he was the best quarterback prospect since who knows when. He was looking great his first 2 years.
Since Andrew Luck.
No question he would have been the number 1 pick. Then he fell off his last season, and his draft stock plummeted. But when we start talking about Patrick Mahomes, bro, a guy that's been playing at an all-time level to start his career, and y'all trying to tell me Justin Herbert is as good as this guy? I can't listen to that blasphemy, bro. I can't, bro. I can't sit back and just listen to that and be like, oh, yeah, it's a toss-up. Hell nah, bro. There's multiple quarterbacks that are toss-ups with Justin Herbert, Kyler Murray included. No question. Like, in my opinion, Lamar Jackson included, right? But is Justin Herbert on pace to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league? Yes. Patrick Mahomes is on pace to be perhaps the best quarterback ever. There's levels to this, man. There's levels.
Yeah, Brady got that. That won't be ever broken. But
yeah, like
yeah, but he's on pace though. I mean, like if anybody's on pace, it's Pat Mahomes, bro. I don't think I'm on record saying I don't think anybody.
That's why people love him. That's why they love him.
I also said on this show, if Pat Mahomes makes a Super Bowl this year and he goes to 3 straight Super Bowls, bro, to me that's almost an unattainable feat in the NFL to go to 3 straight Super Bowls, bro. Like just to go to 3 straight in a league with so much parity.
Who was the Bills quarterback when they went to 4 straight?
Jim Kelly's
like stop. I can't. What I can't listen to is people gush about Pat Mahomes. What is this? His 4th, 5th year? Like where are we ranking him against amongst the all-time great quarterbacks? Is he already top 5 all-time great?
No,
it's too early to talk about all that, man.
Like the way people talk about him right now, you would think he's already there. We're like, he's going for this. We can't compare anybody else to him. He's doing this and that. Like no, Pat Mahomes is still in this stratosphere. He's not on Brady's level. He's not really catching Brady. Like we shouldn't be talking about that. If we're not gonna compare him to the other greats, then we don't need to compare him to Brady because he's not there yet. He's much more closer to Herbert.
I agree with you,
Brady.
I agree with you. He's much closer to Justin Herbert than he is to Tom Brady. And that's the facts.
Bro, that's only because of how long he's played. That's only because of how long he's played. Like, maybe because he's been in the league for 4 seasons. 3 seasons starting, right? 4 seasons starting. Maybe Justin Herbert's closer to him than he is to Brady. Fine, I'll buy that. When we're talking about the all-time picture, where these guys are going to end, if I'm projecting guys, bro, Pat Mahomes has the best chance to catch Tom Brady, bro, right now. That's just a fact, bro. Like, I don't know what else you're looking at. If you think Justin Herbert has the best shot, you're crazy.
I mean but that doesn't mean much. Like, he has the best shot to do it. Like, it's the NFL. That doesn't. Right now, he has the best shot to do it. At one point, people were saying Aaron Rodgers had the best shot to do it. That's come and gone. Like, all I'm saying is he has to do it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he doesn't have the best shot to do it. I'm just saying let's let him do it before we keep propping him up so high.
Y'all think Justin Herbert better than Josh Allen?
Josh Allen played really well last season, so it's hard to say that.
We're not even gonna sit here and say Josh Allen's messing with Pat Mahomes. Y'all just so ready.
I think Justin Herbert. It's early, but I think he's better than Josh Allen.
Y'all are way too ready to crown Justin Herbert, bro. I'm just letting y'all know. Y'all are way too early to crown Justin Herbert right now.
Hey man, I like what I see.
Justin Herbert is
classic scruff line. I like what I see, man.
Hey, pull that comment about Ben Simmons. What did it say?
Ben Simmons should be traded to the.
My guy got takes. My guy will
have the assets to properly compensate the 76ers. Ben Simmons and Jalen Green is a great duo to build on for the next 10 years.
No, it's not.
I agree with that. I like Ben Simmons on the Rockets.
First of all, never trust a man with 2 first names.
The only thing is, what would the Rockets package back for Ben Simmons if Jalen Green's staying in Houston? What would they give back?
Porter Jr. maybe.
And that's it.
Yeah, Kevin Porter. They got assets. Christian Woods. They got some guys out there, but it wouldn't make.
I'm hearing the Pacers are a team it's emerging as a front runner in the Ben Simmons.
I've heard that was only rumors, but
who they gonna give y'all?
Brogdon.
Heard they offered LeVert. Yeah, LeVert Brogdon combo.
Oh man,
I'll take that.
LeVert and Brogdon.
Yeah, well, definitely LeVert was the key piece in the deal.
Man, I give you Rui and Denny, man. What's up, man?
Man, I don't even want to talk to you. Okay.
I don't think.
I give you Contagious Caldwell Pope and Kyle Kuzma.
My guy Will got takes for days. Oh, here's the trade package. KP, Kevin Porter Jr., Christian Wood, young guys, and picks. That's not terrible.
Young guys,
bro. Ben Simmons, bro. I feel like we talk about Ben Simmons so much, but really
every show, bro.
It really never gets old, in my opinion. just because of the vindication of Mr. Big Leaguer, you know. I saw this in my crystal ball years ago, man. I knew it would end like this, but it's going to
getting weak. He's getting weak. He's getting weak.
To see if he goes for.
I heard the agent asked. They said they had to clarify with the league office to make sure there was no way they could get their money. So I think the realness of the lack of compensation is starting to get to old Ben Simmons. I heard he's about to join a esports league or some shit like that. You on mute, right? What'd you say?
Crazy. You doing the esports league? That's wild. But
I mean, he got to bring in some revenue, I guess.
Sixers going to end up selling low, man, and it's crazy. But it seems like the packages are getting worse and worse for Ben Simmons. I mean, it went from them talking about trying to get a James Harden type talent, and now we're down to the Malcolm Brogdon, Karis LeVert level.
No, I mean, if you're comparing last season, but I think as far as from the playoffs to now, I think his stock is a little bit higher than it was 2 weeks ago for some reason. Seems like
I think Philly
teams are getting a little bit more serious.
I don't know what
I'm hearing better off.
Like a crypto.
Karis LeVert, Malcolm Brogdon. That's the best offer I heard in months.
Look, man, Philly deserves to get nothing, man. Like, they trashed the guy after the playoff. Then now they're begging for him to come back. It's the weirdest thing I've seen.
That looks terrible.
Like, what did they think was going to happen?
It's not. Bro, he's under contract, bro.
When I said this, they was mad at me. They had everybody on Ben Simmons, the coach, the players, the weatherman. The weatherman got on TV and we're shitting on Ben Simmons, bro. Stay in your lane, weatherman.
Hey, I got a quote. I got a quote for you. I got a quote for you, Bryce. I got an all-time classic quote from my man Samuel L. Jackson, aka Coach Carter. He said, "If you can't honor the terms of a simple basketball contract, how long you think it is before you're breaking laws in the streets, T?" Niggas, niggas on the contract, B. He on the contract, bro. If you can't honor the terms of a simple basketball contract, how long before they breaking the rules in the streets, T? It's a violation, man. He under contract for 4 years, $100 million. Stop it, man. Show up to work.
The way Doc Rivers tried to, double back with his words and hit him with, I never said that. I never said Ben Simmons couldn't lead us to a championship. When he literally said,
Doc crazy.
Doc said,
hey, I'll tell you this, though.
Point guard of the championship team. My man said, I don't know. And now you're saying he never said that. Like, what do you mean?
I don't think Doc Rivers wants him. I don't think the team wants him.
I don't think.
But now they begging him to come back.
Like, because he's under contract, bro. Right, and at the end of the day, him coming back is the best thing that would happen to his trade value because he has a chance to raise his stock. Then you could forget how terrible he was.
Him coming back helps Philly. You know what I'm saying? More than it helps him.
Here's the thing, though. I will say this. I will say that. I would say Big Ben Simmons obviously didn't show up in the playoffs, but I will also say that he was mishandled. The organization mishandled him for years now. So, I mean, it was, writing on the wall, I guess, as some would say. But what I will say about this whole situation is that Joel Embiid is the realest. He's the realest. He's a real franchise player, bro. When he had comments about the situation, he said nothing but the facts, bro. He said basically the reason that they've been building the team around Ben, and the reason that they had to let go of Jimmy was because of Ben, and that was a mistake, and I agree with that. So, real Philly stars only, bro. I don't got time for that soft, that Gerber baby-ish. You feel me?
Nah, I mean,
real superstars only, man. Real superstars only, man. The process, man. He understands. Some people get it, and some people just don't get it, bro. Ben Simmons don't get it. Joel does, man. It's cool. Bryce, you said I was going to have to pick, and I'm picking, man. This is my guy right here. This is my guy right here.
Pick until they pick for you, man. I tried to tell you this years ago.
Is that Embiid with a jerry curl?
They were mad at me when I said it. They was mad at me. Yeah, and that's the same face I was making. I was saying facts, and I was going like this when they were mad at me. But, it is what it is.
Look at this guy. He looks like a caveman a little bit. Homo erectus.
Yeah, they did give my man a little bit of a little Neanderthal-like face. I don't know what's going on there.
Disrespectful.
But he's a real one, man. He's a real one, man. I'd rather have a superstar that gets him, man. You said it, Bryce. You want to be vindicated? I'll give you your vindication, brother. You were right. Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid aren't going to be on the same team. They're never going to win a championship together. I was going to have to pick one. You said this for years now. And I picked one. I had picked one. I picked one.
Will be sick with Ben back in that job. And the thing is, they saying that the best thing for the Sixers, Ben comes back and improves his stock. Yeah, all right. That's what they say about the Rockets, right? Harden came back looking chubby.
Hey, at least he showed up to work. At least he showed up to work. James Harden at least showed up to work. He's a professional.
I think there's no chance in hell Ben misses that money. Just seeing Wiggins just force himself to get vaxxed to not lose the money. Ben Simmons just bought like a $12 million.
I mean, that news is kind of like beating a dead rug. But seriously, though, this Kyrie Irving thing has been pretty interesting to me, though.
Now, Kyrie.
What do y'all think about? I think that's pretty interesting because he can't play because of the fact that correct me if I'm wrong about this, right? I think it's because of the fact that they are a New York franchise. He's not allowed to practice with the team or anything he doesn't go to no games or practices in New York. So since they're a New York franchise, he can't go to any of their home games. So essentially, though, he can only possibly play in away games. Yeah, so then he would also not be practicing with the team. So it's a really fucked up situation. I don't know what's going to happen with that situation. But if I find it very interesting, what do y'all think about that situation? I think that's wild because he basically could miss the whole season potentially, right?
I think Kyrie is different on purpose. I think there are some people in this world that are just different, and I think Kyrie is different. I think he's different on purpose.
I mean, we know that, but what's the franchise going to do? Like, like what would you do?
I think
I'd trade him for Ben Simmons.
I'm not trading. Like I play him. The odds are Kyrie doesn't need to practice with the team. They have so much talent. We saw that they could have guys come in and out of that lineup and they could still play good. I don't think Kyrie missing home practices or home games affects the team too much until the playoffs.
Kyrie doesn't have to do anything going to NBA. Yo, okay, like that's ridiculous
Will
though.
Peter.
Put up that first comment. Put the first comment back up. I want to address that one. So NBA basketball shouldn't trump his life choices. Okay, so NBA basketball doesn't affect any of his life choices ever for any other reason.
Clarify, should not.
It shouldn't, but it does, and he chooses to play in the NBA, right? He could just walk away from the NBA anytime, right?
I mean, he's a millionaire, yeah.
That's what he's talking about.
Why is he a millionaire? What organization gave Kyrie Irving millions of dollars?
Not the Nets, mostly other teams, but Cavaliers, Celtics, whatever. That's only gave him only paid him for like a year or two.
All NBA franchises, right? So my point is the same. Like Kyrie is more than welcome to do whatever he wants, just like anyone is. We talked about this, you know what I mean? Last show for the most part. So I'm not disagreeing with his stance. If he doesn't want to get vaccinated, that is 100% his choice, and I don't think he should be forced into it. I think
no one's getting forced.
Exactly. So if I think the hoopla that surrounds it, him getting these little side press conferences and being like, no comment, don't ask me that, personal business, all that kind of extra stuff. It's like T said, it's different on purpose. You don't have to do any of that if you're Kyrie Irving. You want to make a statement, just don't play. Don't play in the home games. Only play in the away games. Then it's going to be silly in the long run. You're going to lose money. That's fine if you don't need it. Other people are going to have to get vaccinated to make money because they don't have millions of dollars that they got from the NBA in prior years to just fall back on. So other normal citizens are going to have to go to work, get vaccinated, do what they have to do, and it's not going to be much of a choice for them. But you're right. Kyrie Irving does have the option to do whatever he wants. So he could do it quietly. He doesn't have to, you know what I mean, answer these questions. He's already anti-answering questions anyway.
No, wrong. How can he do it quietly? How can an NBA All-Star miss 42 games in a season and do it quietly, please?
Then miss all 82.
Bro,
there's nothing quiet about that.
Hey man,
at that point, the franchise has to do something. They have to honor his decision, but at the same time, bro, if you're paying the dude 20 plus million, 30 plus million, and he's in front of your franchise players, and he's not going to play in any of the games or half the games or whatever the case may be, it's messed up.
It's probably more than half because he's not going to be able to. He's not going to be able to play in the games that they travel to where the COVID restrictions are the same. So
at some point, when does the team just cut bait? Because at the end of the day, last season they had issues with him already. They were already kind of troubled with him.
What does cut bait mean?
Cut bait meaning move on. Move on. Not necessarily release him, trade him, do whatever you can.
The NBA is not saying you need to choose between the NBA and getting vaccinated. It's not saying that your life choices trump the NBA. The NBA is saying you can keep your life choices, but how much does your job mean to you? That's at the end of the day, that's what it is. How much does these millions of dollars mean to you? It's not like they're saying, hey, pick us or pick vaccination. They're saying, do what you want. If you don't want to get the vaccine, don't get it. If you want to get it, get it. But if you don't get it, this is what we're mandating. And for most people in the known world, your job is intrinsically related to your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? To your life choices. So if you want to prioritize anything else above work, that's a personal choice. And if you feel like you shouldn't be in that situation, you're going to have to create your own business, right? You're going to have to work for yourself. Outside of that, you have to go to work and you have to listen. It's no different than anyone else. my man
is crazy right now.
My man Willie Pete going nuts.
I'm rocking with Willie P, man. Willie P said, "Yo, let the man live how you want to live, man."
Look, nobody can pressure you. You know, pressure is fake, right? Nobody can pressure you to do something you don't want to do. Like,
pressure not fake. Pressure is 100% real. But to Kyrie Irving, Kyrie Irving doesn't care about that. Kyrie Irving doesn't care about that. To me, it's not a
Then
conversation.
what does
To
Kyrie
me,
Irving care about?
he cares about his principles.
And what are those?
Whatever
Depends
he
on
wants him
what
to
day
do.
you
That's
ask him.
that's what I mean, bro. Like
Don't let it be lost
if
to you guys.
Kyrie was really about some of the stuff Kyrie's about, then he would be done with the NBA.
Like facts.
I
Don't.
wouldn't say that,
I
bro.
mean, he doesn't.
I don't know about that, bro.
No. That's
No,
I
I
don't know
if
about
he's
that,
really
bro.
about some of the things he's about. Because at the end of the day, bro, he's also about playing basketball. He loves basketball. And if you love something, you want to do it on the highest level. No question, the NBA is the highest level. So I mean, there's a lot of other factors that that determine what a person does. Like, yes, does Kyrie clearly want to be on some activist status? He does. Does he clearly want to make stands? I think he does.
So
Does
what's
he
more
also love the
important
game
to
of
you?
basketball and want to play on the highest level? I think he does. So these are things that are conflicting to him right now, and I think he's trying to sort it out.
See, the thing I see is, though, I agree with you, Bryce. He should be able to play basketball on the highest level. The only reason he can't is because of the New York's COVID mandated laws that say that he cannot practice with the team in New York. The team had the option potentially to practice in New Jersey to accommodate to Kyrie Irving. They did not. So my thing is, it seems like a geographic location problem. If he wants to continue to play basketball in the NBA and continue to be unvaccinated, it doesn't seem logical the team would pay him for his services the full price and not get his full services. So it makes sense for him to go to a different team. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Okay, so what happens when that team plays Brooklyn or that team plays in another city with the same restrictions, bro? Like
whatever.
every team,
every
team is gonna have to deal with this with Kyrie.
No. If he played, no, it's only New York. If he played for Philly or Orlando or Houston or something, he could play in those games. He just couldn't play in games in New York.
It's not only New York. I'm pretty sure the
Andrew Wiggins
stadiums
just
in
had to get
California,
vaccinated too.
yeah, Golden State is the same thing. And regardless, he could play for your Sixers. What happens when the Sixers play in Brooklyn? Kyrie's out. Like he's still going to miss games wherever he goes. It's going to be the same.
So is it more efficient for him to miss 42 games from New York, or is it more efficient for him to miss 3 or 4?
If I'm a team, I don't deal with this headache of Kyrie Irving not being vaccinated.
What do you do? So what do you do?
I don't know if it's worth it.
So what do you do, Rome? If you're the owner of the Nets, what do you do?
I keep him. Like I don't understand how that's an option. Why would you cut him? You get nothing. If you keep him, you get whatever small amount. Might be crumbs.
Yeah, I would have a conversation with him.
So you take him as a part-time player.
Yeah.
If he doesn't want to be vaccinated, then I would just let him stay and he can go about.
That's no different than your star player getting injured. You take him. You don't say, well, I know this guy is coming off an ACL. We have to load management. Let's cut him. No.
So basically, Ron, what you're telling me is that if you were the GM or the owner, you wouldn't have a huge problem with it. I mean, if you're saying at the end of the day you would just keep them and just let them do it, then what is this whole conversation about?
I never said I had a problem with him. I just said I don't have a problem with any of his vaccination status. I'm not a Kyrie Irving fan. Like, I'm not a Kyrie Irving guy. Like, I think he's the least focused superstar that I've ever seen. I mean, like, I don't have a problem with any of the other stuff he does. But when it comes to the NBA, and you guys were saying like, oh, he wants to play at the highest level and all that, I don't know how bad that he wants that. I don't know how important that is to him. And that's not a knock on the guy. It doesn't have to be that important to him. But from my perspective, it doesn't look like the number one thing on his list, and that's okay.
No, I totally agree, Ron. I don't think Kyrie Irving has shown to prioritize playing basketball or anything like that. I'm not buying into all these NBA guys are being pressured to do this and do that. They don't have to do it. Like if you feel pressure to do something that you literally don't have to do, that's on you. Like if you have a gun in your head, that's real pressure. If someone's just telling you, hey, you're gonna lose some money, like
that's real.
All right, yeah, that's real pressure if you have a gun in your head. But if you are living in modern society and people are quote unquote dragging you for your personal decisions, that's also a thing. We can't just act like that's not a thing. We can't act like the division going on between vaccinated and non-vaccinated is not a thing.
It's a thing.
If you're worried about getting slandered in the media, that again, turn off your phone. Like that stuff that's more internal than external. Like, and of course, it's easy.
Go ahead, Ron.
course, it's
The thing
easier.
with Kyrie, bruh, is like he's getting scrutinized for this vaccination thing, and I don't believe that it's fair for anyone to get scrutinized for the vaccination thing. But Kyrie's already put himself in this light where he gets scrutinized for just like he said at the beginning of the segment, being different, or like it doesn't come across as genuine to some people.
I don't want it to be lost on people that this guy was a flat earther at one point and was just as adamant about the earth being flat as he is about being anti-vax.
Yeah, so I mean, Kyrie Irving just isn't necessarily the guy to get up there and speak on this.
If Kyrie
he's not gonna.
The fact that Kareem is on CNN, you know what I'm saying, mad at Kyrie is crazy to me, because when Kareem changed his name to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar from Lou Alcindor, there was a whole lot of people on the television talking about how wrong he was. Same with people like Muhammad Ali. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it's the exact same issue as far as vaccination versus changing your name from, your former name to a name that matches your religion. But all I'm saying is, bro, it's all division still. And when people are easily divided like this, and if you can't see that, like, this is just another way for them to divide people and to point the finger at people's personal decisions, it's clearly what's going on, bro. Like, they're doing it left and right. Like, people have the right to their own decision. In my opinion, you shouldn't know if anybody's vaccinated or not. Like, it shouldn't be a thing where a player gets on the podium and the first question that's asked from the media is, what's your vaccination status? But that's what's going on. That's what's going on in the NFL,
so intrusive.
The NBA, it's in all these places. Like, that's something you shouldn't have to talk about.
No, it is.
They should be able to sign a waiver, just like any other institution. They should be able to sign a waiver or something like that. People have the right to do that, bro. Like, I had a vaccination situation like that too. I had to,
if you have cancer,
but like, I could have got the waiver. I could have got it signed.
Isn't transmissible, then fine. But if you're coming up there with something that can be clearly contagious.
So if you got a freaking STD, you gotta go up there and tell everybody what you got, because it's
That's personal. It's personal information. That's my health.
No, come on, man.
Bro, like, nobody should have to go.
You can't give me an STD by sneezing on me, right?
I mean,
Kyrie could really.
Can you be HIV positive and play in the NFL? Is that allowed?
Yes.
Yeah, bro. Magic Johnson was HIV positive. He played in the NBA.
But you're not.
And should you have to tell everybody what you are?
Come on, man. That's a terrible analogy. That's a terrible analogy.
It's perfect. There's no perfect analogies with this, right? There's no perfect analogy with this. But what I'm saying is, I don't believe that anybody should have to disclose certain information, bro. Certain things should be able to be private to you. And they made it to a point where this all has to be public. And if you don't get to know about somebody, because everyone feels like they should have all information about all people, then you feel a certain way that you don't get to know about this. If someone let's put it like this. Let's say someone gets on the podium and they ask you, hey, are you vaccinated? Let's say you are vaccinated, but you say no comment. Everybody's gonna think you automatically not vaccinated, bro.
Right, exactly. And that's what people think.
About yourself, bro.
I mean, everything I'm hearing, everything I'm hearing out of you, everything I'm hearing out of you has to do with how people will perceive you. That has nothing to do with.
No, it's not with how people perceive you. I'm saying you should have the choice to disclose information about yourself or not, bro.
If you don't want to disclose the information, don't play. It's really simple.
So don't live in America if you don't want your information exposed. That's pretty much what you're telling me.
No, I said don't play. I said don't play the NBA. Everybody in America does not play the NBA.
What you're saying is everybody in the NBA should have to disclose their information.
Yes.
So every single person that comes to the stadium should have to disclose their information.
If that's the rule, that's the rule.
No, I'm asking, bro. It's not a rule. It's not a rule. It's not a rule. It's a societal rule. That's what I'm trying to get you.
It's not a rule
that says you have to disclose information.
If an employer makes a rule and they make a mandate, it's a rule. It's not a societal rule.
The employer hasn't made a rule though. The NBA is not saying you have to disclose your information. Society's saying they want to hear your information.
So again, like I said, you're judging this based on how society will perceive you, not on anything tangible.
No, that's not how I'm judging. I'm judging on what the individual
not on anything tangible.
Do or not.
You're talking about feelings.
The individual should be able to say yes or no. They don't want to disclose information, regardless of their status. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, that's crazy.
Well, let me pose this question. Let me pose this question to Bryce.
Personally affect someone else.
Yeah. When is it
that's
not
kind of a standard rule?
When is it not private? You know what I mean? Like, when is it okay for someone to disclose that information? Like, give me a situation. There's situations where I might need to know that. You know what I mean? Like,
I think
if we're
I think the
all
team. I think the team officials. I think if the team officials, if they needed to know whatever, I think that's fair. But I don't think it should have to be public information
Bro,
that someone has to share with the
if
media.
you have something that you could give to someone else,
The team
and you're
should not
about
be
to
able to disclose that information either.
But if you're about to do something where you could transmit that to someone else, you need to disclose that information to the person.
Bro,
If someone
now
is
we're getting into
HIV positive, they need to disclose
Bro,
that information to the person before they.
Now we're getting into the minutiae, right? But
Yeah.
the fact of the matter is, if you got the vaccine or not, you can still transmit it. Is that a fact? So what are we even talking about now? If anybody can transmit it, either way, if you got it or you don't got the vax, what are we even talking about? Now we're just talking about a societal thing where you're trying to cast a certain shadow or a certain cloud over somebody that has it or not. Why can't anybody just say, hey, I don't want to disclose this information, whether you got it or not? Why can't that be a thing?
Why can't
information?
The speed limit be 65 instead of 55? Why can't it be 75 instead of 65? You can ask why about anything. But the fact of the matter
we're talking
is,
about two different things, though. We're talking about personal information. We're talking about health records. These are things that are. This is personal information that should be protected.
We're not talking about health records, though. No one's asking
This is what you call
your entire
sensitive.
history.
This is what HR calls sensitive information.
No.
Asking your vaccine status is not asking your entire history of your health. It's not asking what you go to the doctor to get checked on. It's literally asking your vaccination status. That's not.
At the end of the day,
the fact that media
What
members are asking them personal, sensitive information about their medical records, which are completely private, that's crossing the line right there. And I agree with Bryce. It's because of societal norms pushing that.
But I guess the media doesn't ask them private questions about anything else ever, though, right? Like,
the media can ask what they want. It's up to you.
And they always
stay
will.
out of it. The media needs to stay with the media.
Again, we're talking about
what media does.
We're talking about how people will perceive you. At the end of the day, at its most basic form is your job says you have to do something, and people saying I don't want to do it. What means more to you, your health or your job? And a lot of people are saying, I want to do both. I want to do both. Obviously, you want to do both. Most people want to do both. But again, if you want to call the shots in a job, you create your own business. Outside of that, you follow rules. And that's just how that goes. I don't know why this is more complicated than that. I don't care about the morals and the ethics. In real life, if you're not generating the revenue personally, if you're not cutting the checks, you don't make the rules. You follow the rules. So if you don't want to follow the rules, stop
in real
crying.
life.
That's real
life. You go to court and you go to litigation or one of those other words that I'm not. I don't know what the process is, but I'm sure I'll be learning about it in class soon. So I'll give you all the facts.
My man said this is supposed to be a free country while he's paying taxes. All right, I hear you. There's nothing free about this country. I'm not sure what they taught you in school, but life has taught me that free country is just a concept that only a certain demographic prescribes to.
Man, say what you want, man. All I'm saying is I just feel like, people should be able to make a decision if they want to disclose information or not. And it shouldn't be a big deal. I don't think that, based off the things that we know about the virus, you know what I mean? We know that you can still contract it if you have the vaccine. We know you can still spread it if you have the vaccine. So at the end of the day, to me, I view the vaccine as a personal protection method. Right? It's a personal.
It's like wearing a condom.
We can we'll go with that. Well, I'm just saying, I don't want no information about anybody that's out here raw dogging. I ain't going around asking, hey, you raw dogging? I don't give a damn what you did. And I shouldn't give a damn what you did.
That's your personal choice.
It's your life. If you're not taking that personal protection measure, that's on you. I already know I'm protected. So if I am going to get it, I got the vax. And if you try to pass it to me, I have a less chance of getting it because I got the vax. End of the day, they're already getting tested daily anyway. These dudes getting tested every single day for the virus. And if you get the virus, you can't play anyway. So all of this that's being created, bro, this is a lot more than people are realizing. I feel like even us, we're getting lumped into the division right now. And this is exactly what's going on a large scale.
This is a strong conversation.
I'm not divided on it. My stance has always been do what you want. But don't try to tell me that I should be able to do both, because that's just not real life. You shouldn't be able to do what you want at work. That's just no one does that. No one. presidents have rules.
You should have to do your job, and you should be based off your job. Anything that has nothing to do with your job shouldn't really matter, bro. And getting a vaccine really doesn't have anything to do.
Bruh, your job tells
Yeah,
you.
it does.
Your job tells you when.
All right, so
Your job tells
this
you
is
when to
why it
start,
has to
bruh.
do with his
There's no
job.
mandate
All right,
in the NBA to get the shot. There's no mandate
he-
that says you have to get the shot.
Yeah,
if
right,
he
so
catches
you don't have to play.
okay, but if he catches COVID, is he out? Is he out because he has COVID? He can't play, right?
He's out for a
So
week.
then
Yeah, so what?
it affects your job. Then, like,
If you
what?
get-
Yeah, but
listen,
if
Rome,
he catches
Rome,
COVID,
if you
but
have the
if he
shot,
doesn't
you
have
get
COVID, why is he
you're
missing
still out
games?
for that game?
You
If you
just-
have
Bryce,
the
you
shot,
just said
you get
we
COVID.
just said getting the shot is like a condom. So if you got your condom, you have a less chance of getting COVID. So if he don't got it, he has more chance of being
We're
out. Like,
watching
it's
what
simple
happened, though,
logic
right?
for a team
We're
and a
watching
league.
people with the shot get COVID and not be able to play.
Right.
Am I
Not
right
for as
or
long.
wrong?
Not for as long.
They'll
And
miss the game.
all you need is
Who
one
Not for
negative
as
test
long.
back.
Not
Y'all
for as
wanna-
long.
Y'all want to argue?
Okay, I mean
science,
that makes a huge difference, yo. If you're an
It doesn't
employer,
make a huge difference.
yes, it does. If you're an employer and you have an unvaccinated person that's going to be out for 2 weeks versus a vaccinated person that's going to be out for 2 days, that makes a big difference to you. Does it not?
So you're telling me it makes sense for this man to sit out 42 games of the entire regular season, or he could get COVID and miss 14? Like, for what? Like, that doesn't make sense, bro.
What? 40 miss 42 games or miss 14 games? It
For a
doesn't make sense.
preventative measure. If he gets
doesn't
COVID, worst
make
case,
sense.
if he gets COVID, worst case, he missed for 5 games.
I mean, rules.
So
14 days sit down.
you want to miss the least amount of games, bro. Like whatever games you get to miss the least is the
why
right
would
choice.
he have to miss more games on some preventative measure shit than actually missing with COVID itself? COVID itself, he would only miss 5 games.
That's not even the NBA's
15
rule.
days.
That's New York's rule.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's more than a NBA conversation. This is a workman.
So are you telling me?
This is a legal law
The
type
players
job.
should
It's
be
real
able
stuff.
to dictate to a billion-dollar corporation and cities about what they do when these same players have signed CBAs to agree to say that we won't put this in my body. Like the NBA and the NFL collectively tells people what they can and cannot put in their body. Like, that's not anything new.
Well, I think if there was a real life, it is a job. If it is a job, just like any other job. So in a real life situation, if it wasn't the NBA, it was like a UPS worker from New York that didn't want to get vaccinated and he couldn't work because of the NJ, whatever, to the whatever the mandate is, whatever. They just move his ass to a different state. That's all. The problem solved, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the
Because it's an
comment section,
NBA, because it's an NBA franchise, and everyone's drawn to this idea, like, oh, we gotta keep the squad together, we gotta keep the big three together, and that's why what I'm saying. It's becoming more of an issue. Because in reality, if it was just a worker situation, you just move. You just move. You go to another
what's
state.
the loss if he only plays half the game? Let's say he plays 25% of the games. Like, what's the real world loss? Like, what's the big deal?
If there's a game 7 in Brooklyn and he can't be in it,
won't be able to play.
It's a big deal, bro. It's a big
He's
deal.
not gonna be able to practice, and he can't. The biggest thing, I mean, the games is obviously huge, but he also can't practice. He can't practice with the team, bro. So like, even if you could bring him,
NBA player, he doesn't need to practice with the team.
We're talking about practice.
So you don't think an elite NBA player needs to practice with the team at all for the whole season? He just shows up to away games. Do you think that's cool with the team?
I think he's that talented. He'll be fine.
I don't think the team's good. I don't think the team's gonna be cool with that.
I don't think Kyrie will get to the game and they'll be like, man, how do we incorporate this guy? Like, I don't think that'll happen.
I don't know that the team's gonna be cool with that, bro.
I think Duncan Robinson, whoever, what's the shooter out there, Joe something. I think all those role players will be happy to pass the ball to Kyrie when he comes back.
All right, let's get final thoughts on this. Scruff, how do you think this situation ends? And then we'll go around.
I think he might get traded. I don't know when it's going to happen or how it's going to happen. I think Brooklyn's trying their best to try to keep it together, but I think they're getting tired of this shit, and it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. All I know is he could play 82 games in Philadelphia, and I respect Kyrie Irving's decision to not play versus a guy like Ben Simmons. You know what I'm saying? This is legit. This is a legit reason. It's not because he's scared. It's because he has a legit reason why he doesn't want to get vaccinated. I don't think he should have to get vaccinated. I think that's his prerogative. He has his choice to make. and I think he should be able to play. So if New York's the reason that's holding him back, I say you move to another state.
All right, T, and then Bryce closes out.
I think he doesn't play. I think this guy is resolved to do whatever is on his mind at the time. I remember he got mad because people were surprised that he believed the earth was flat. Since that day, since that moment, since that couple of months, like credibility to what he says has been lessened. And maybe I know people learn and they go through life and they figure things out, but every action I've seen from Kyrie seems to be self-serving in a way. Even if he's helping someone, he's prioritizing himself. He's not putting the team or the NBA first, which is fine. But we can't cry about it. Like if he doesn't play, he doesn't play. I think he shuts it down.
I don't know, man. I don't know any of these guys personally, so I'm not gonna try to say the reason the reason behind their actions. So I don't know these people, but I do know, and I really don't give a damn what happens to Kyrie Irving as far as the Brooklyn Nets is concerned. I really don't care. But I do know one thing: this vaccination thing, this whole "are you vaxxed? Are you not vaxxed? Should you be? Should you have to say it? Should you have to disclose it?" All it's done, in my opinion, since it's happened, is just create more and more division amongst society. And I think it's like every day I see more and more proof of how like people allow their feelings or their whatever way they feel about it, one way or the other, to kind of dictate how they feel about an individual. You know what I mean? I personally don't give a damn about any decision anybody wants to make. If you want to get it, get it. If you don't want to get it, don't. And I'm not going to judge nobody either way. And I wish we would just live in a society that didn't judge people either way and let people live however the hell they want to live. But we're very far from that.
Yeah, I agree with that statement. We are far from that. If we weren't judging each other on this, we'd just be judging each other on something else because that's society. But look, man, it's been a great show, fellas. This was this convo ran a little long, but it was a real one. So I'm glad we had it.
Second show in a row, we closing with COVID, man. I'm done with COVID talk, bro. The same way I said I'll never
COVID
talk
is not done with you.
Again. I'm done with the COVID talk on Gas Present Sports for the culture. For damn
super organic conversation.
Talk COVID, man, hit me on a private message or something. Cause I ain't talking it on the air any longer, bro. I'm done with it. I'm done.
You're creating
division. Kyrie.
You're creating division.
No public combos.
All because of the judgment of people in their opinions, man. It's crazy what we got to do.
That's it, bro. Like, that's all it's ever going to be, bro. Like, we got to stop with this, man. We got to stop with this. Let people live how they want to live. I understand that it's being presented to us in a way that's making us divided. So I'm not judging. I'm not mad at anybody for the division because I understand how it's being presented to us. You know what I'm saying? But the only way I can absolve myself of it is to be done talking about it in these type of settings, bro.
Yeah, I hear that, bro. I hear that. Very good conversation, man. Very organic, man. Very interesting. We'll see how that's going to play out over the next couple of weeks, man. But one thing for sure, man, like your boy T said, whether you're vaccinated or you're not, wash your hands, wash your ass, man. Good rule of thumb. I think that applies to everybody. That's still tried and true. So make sure you're doing that. Make sure that you subscribe. Will Peter 713. I want you back at the next show, brother. We here every Tuesday at 9:30-ish. So make sure you jump on. Hit that subscribe button, man. Hit that follow button if you're jumping onto us on Twitter. It's at Good Ass Sports. Same thing on Instagram. We're on all platforms at Good Ass Sports Network. On YouTube, and of course we got the Gas Network app available on all platforms. Any closing words, fellas? I got nothing.
Nah.
All right. Well, then we're going to close it out.
Go get the vaccine, man, or you're going to be divided from me.
Hey,
make the best choice for you. Make the best choice.
Nah, do whatever you feel, you know what I'm saying, is in the best interest of you and your family. That's what it comes down to, man. If that's more important than your job, then so be it. I won't knock it.
Hey,
yeah, man. You've been looking for a reason to quit that job anyway. I don't know who needed to hear that, but you've been looking for a reason.
One more division for you before I go. If that's the best, if that's how you feel about the job, I won't knock it. Man, bitch.
Hey. I'd rather have I'll close it out on this. I'd rather have a point guard that doesn't have a vaccine than a point guard that doesn't have a heart. All right?
Hey, go ahead, bro. I heard Ben Simmons don't got a heart or a vaccine. So hey.
Hey,
Oh,
well,
man.
we definitely don't want him.
Ben Simmons got the vibes though.
Hey, man, that virus that he has is called. Nah, I ain't gonna say it. But you know how we closed out, man. Sports for the culture, man.
Sports for the
Sports for the
culture.
culture.